New Image Media presents the NFHS Game of the Week. Brought to you by Crossroads Ford. Big city deals from a dealer with a hometown feel.
It's my favorite time of the year. Football is back. I would like to personally invite you to come down for your next new or pre-owned vehicle purchase. With one of the largest new and pre-owned inventories in the area, come see us today for discounts that the competition simply can't match or beat. If you drive in Sanford, why not buy in Sanford? Come see me, the deal maker. Come and get that big town deal with that small town feel right here at Crossroads Ford in Sanford.
Welcome to the Crossroads Ford pregame show for the NFHS Game of the Week. I'm Chris Delambert. This is Nate Cochrane, and he just asked me, you want me to bring this in? No, I got this, and then I bungled it. So we're going to have an extended pregame show today. It's senior night here at Southern Lee High School in Sanford, North Carolina. The Brick City Bowl. We've been here. This is my 10th Brick City Bowl in a row. I'm pretty excited about it. Nate, you've been a part of this game as a coach and as an announcer now. And
a player.
And a player.
I've hit all three spectrums of this game.
Okay, fantastic. Now, this game, let's open with what's on the line here tonight. Because, frankly, it really kind of boils down for Southern Lee bragging rights.
Yep.
This is the biggest game of the year for these seniors here in particular. This senior class here at Southern has never beaten Lee County. Mm-hmm. And they're coming on the heels of a couple of classes that had good success against Lee County. But since we went to the Tri-County 6 4 years ago, Lee County hasn't lost a conference game yet. I mean, they're 19-0 coming into this game, trying to go perfect for conference history. I mean, think about what that means. The state of North Carolina realigns conferences every 4 years. We're coming out of the Tri-County 6 and going into the as-yet unnamed Conference 24, which it's known as. So the conference as it lives today won't exist after tonight. Lee County and Southern will, however, be able to sustain their rivalry into the next conference as they find a new home. But this senior class here at Cavalier Stadium tonight, this is for pride.
Absolutely.
I mean, nothing would make their season more than knocking off Lee County and ruining a perfect season, but they have their work cut out for them. Lee County comes in undefeated at 6-0. They're a prohibitive favorite tonight. Mm-hmm. Southern Lee got off to maybe a surprisingly good start and got to 2-1 at one point. And in their game at 2-1, then things kind of went sideways a little bit. And the last 3 weeks have been tough for them. They come in tonight at 2-3, and tough sledding so far.
Tough sledding
for
the Cavaliers. 2-4. Yeah, so this Cavalier team coming in heavy underdogs. I'd expect to see something a little crazy tonight from the Cavaliers. They're going to have to throw the book at Lee Senior to try to make this upset. This game really for Lee County, other than bragging rights, holds no bearings for state playoffs.
Which is surprising, and we need to get to that.
Yep. Sorry, you want me to
No. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you and interrupt your flow.
So, with the state playoffs being different than this year than what they usually are, all of the conference winners get automatic bids, and then they literally pull names out of hats for who's home and away. Usually this game would be very important to secure a home playoff game and continuing a home playoff journey for Lee County High School as they progress through based off of Max Prep's rankings. That's not the case this year with COVID and reduced numbers. So really this game for Lee Senior, it's wrapping up a perfect season, another perfect season, a perfect record in conference, and beating this Cavaliers one more time so the senior class can look at them and say, you never beat me.
Well, I'd challenge you a little bit on that because there's some things that Lee County is going to want to do tonight.
Okay.
One, they're going to want to get out of here unscathed. They've already suffered a couple key injuries. They've lost some guys. B.J. Brown, of course, has been lost for the season or out for the season up to this point. We thought maybe he would go at tailback. That's the electric freshman that really was the star of the game week 1, but it suffered a wrist injury. He's out. He's not going to go tonight from what we understand. James Gordon, pivotal part of that offensive line rotation, not going to go tonight, and Diego Guevara is out. Lee County is a relatively deep team, but you don't want to challenge that depth as you go into the postseason. So they're trying to get out of here without getting any injuries. However, the other thing to take into account, you said this is a short season. This is COVID shortages and limited reps. This team, where it was coming out of week 2 with South Granville, with the win there, then Overhills, they were two pretty tight games. people were raising their eyes a little bit and said, is this the Lee County team that we thought it was going to be? They've started to get things right, and they've gone on, and they've gotten better and better and better, and they desperately want all the reps they can get. Because in addition to the limited schedule that they played as a varsity, they've had 2 JV games that they missed as well. Mm-hmm. So they didn't get reps for those guys either. So they want to be as prepared as possible going into the postseason. Like you said, they've made it. They beat Triton. If you were with us on Monday, Lee County wrapped up the regular season title for the conference with a 52-7 win over Triton. Triton could tie them record-wise. However, Triton lost the head-to-head. So yep. Lee County is the Tri-County 6 champion. There's no way around it. And you and I didn't know. We got corrected later on in the week. We found out. We thought, okay, well, it's seeding, and we're going to play the game with Max Preps in the rankings. However, we found out late that what's happening is, like you said, it's a random draw for the teams that get in. So the conference champs are going to get in. And I know that you know the list of teams that sort out there. How many at-large bids are there going to be in addition to the teams that get in as conference champs in the East?
So there will be, beside the automatic bids of the conference champs, and there's 8 of those, there will be 2 second-place automatic bids coming in. That's Chapel Hill and Southern Guilford. Southern Guilford, sorry, I struggle with that word,
all right,
is the team that Southern Lee went to play Don Simon's first year at the state playoffs.
I remember that game well.
Yeah, it was cold. It was sleeting.
I was on top of the building.
35-mile-an-hour winds, and it was terrible. It was a terrible game. But then they will also have 3 wild card bids that as of yesterday, as of last night, after last night's games, this was put out by Nick Stevens of High School OT, late last night after all of the Thursday night games. There's 3 more wild card bids at play here. Northern Guilford, Clayton, Eastern Alamance, who is – historically, I mean, they've got more state championships than most schools ever achieve in their life. Northwood and Terry Sanford. So one thing that stuck out to me, Terry Sanford and Grays Creek being in the same conference. Grays Creek came in and won the conference outright for that 3A, 4A split Patriot Conference, which I didn't know. I haven't been keeping up with that conference this year. But Monday we talked about the wing T of Triton and how Lee County probably won't see that again. If they go up against Grays Creek, first round, second round of the state playoffs, they'll be back to another wing T team. So could be some interesting dynamics. Lee County, Southern Lee has been in and out of conferences with Grays Creek for years. They were in when I was a player. They were in when I was coaching. They were out in between. They're out now. So could be some interesting dynamics there moving forward.
It's funny that in the same sentence you're talking about Northwood and Terry Sanford. Who would have thought that was?
Yeah, not even in the same realm.
There's been some whispers about the possibility of Triton and or Union Pines getting in. Looks unlikely.
Looks very unlikely.
However, you never know.
Yep.
So we'll see how this shakes out. Tonight's game doesn't have much bearing on that, but like we've said, Lee County's in. They've got some things they want to accomplish. This team from day one really has been working more focused on the postseason than I recall a Lee County team in the last 10 years. And that's manifested itself in the type of offense they've run. Mm-hmm. Because to be perfectly honest, with the stable of backs that they have, they probably could run belly plays and beat most teams that are on their schedule.
Yep.
However, what we saw from the very beginning this year was a dedication to the passing game and not just the quick slants that they can throw in their sleep. They've challenged teams vertically. They've tried to mix up the passing game, and as we've gone from week to week, you've seen different receivers get involved in the act. Tyreek McKendall comes in as the leading receiver, 10 touchdowns through the air. Not the least of which are the 3 that he got last week against Triton, where he was on fire. So I think that you'll see a continued expansion of that. And I want to make an observation, and we'll talk about this as the game goes on. A lot of people that observe this conference and the Lee County program have said this team's going to go as far in the postseason as Will Patterson, the junior quarterback, can carry them. And there's been a lot of talk that, Will Patterson, he filled Colin Johnson's shoes. Colin Johnson put up amazing numbers, not the least of which was the no losses in the regular season during his entire career. There's been some questions about whether or not Will Patterson has as much arm talent as him, whether he's as athletic as him. I went and pulled some statistics this morning. Colin Johnson, as a junior and senior, averaged about 150 yards passing a game.
Okay.
And a little less than 2 touchdowns a game. Will Patterson, through his first 6 starts, is averaging almost 230 yards and about 3 touchdowns a game.
Big difference.
Now, there's a lot to be said about what's going on with the running game because they're not running the ball as effectively as they have in the past, but they can run the ball. Mm-hmm. But it just speaks to what they're doing with the offense. And the other thing with Patterson is that if you go back to week 1 and you look at every single tape on this young man that he's put down over the last 6 weeks, he's gotten better and more efficient every week.
Yep.
And if you subtract 2 underthrown balls last week against Triton, that game gets pretty close to perfect. He was hitting balls over the middle. He was hitting balls down the sideline. In the short game, his ability to read, to move off his primary read to the secondary and the third read is really impressive for a guy that's only got 6 starts.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Will Patterson a little bit.
So Will Patterson, coming in early season, we saw him a lot of he was scrambling around, sometimes unnecessary, sometimes necessary, and he had a bad habit of throwing the ball off of his back foot going away, which, you know, anybody who knows anything about throwing a ball knows that you don't have any power when you do that. You know, if you're backing away and throwing off your back foot, you're going off all arm strength, no leg strength, and you just don't get any zip on the ball. We saw a lot of underthrown balls and a lot of, well, I won't say a lot of picks, but a lot of what could have been
possible picks.
What could have been interceptions for Patterson. As he progressed forward, he developed a lot more trust in his offensive line. You could see that trust and progression moving forward. And we one specific play we noticed on Monday night against Triton, a mere win from Triton was bearing down on him pretty hard. And that was a big boy, one of their best defensive linemen, probably Triton's best defensive lineman. Will Patterson stood in the pocket. He identified his open target, which was Kenyon Palmer, who was his third read throughout the route tree there. And he hits him over the middle for a touchdown. And right after he delivers the ball, he gets whacked, but then he gets up, celebrates with the rest of his teammates. You know, that's one of those things. It takes time, it takes reps, it takes comfort. And, you know, coming in, we had what you like to call a quagmire through week 1. You know, couple of rough starts moving forward. That's going to happen. You know, these are kids. It's going to happen. But his presence in the pocket now, his ability to command the offense, and we even saw some good moments Monday night where he wasn't afraid to tuck the ball. Now, he is not a huge threat on the ground. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's not Michael Vick. But he can, you know, he's starting to make a few plays with his feet, making some smart plays, getting out of bounds, whatnot. So the progression for Will Patterson has really been pretty amazing through this football season, in my opinion.
Well, I think what we're starting to see is the him living up to the hype, if you want to call it that. You know, last year we knew Colin Johnson was moving on and was going to go play college ball, and the questions were, you know, what's going to happen at the quarterback position? And the staff at Lee County never flinched. Mm-hmm. Will Patterson's going to be our quarterback next year.
He was the guy.
And, you know, there were, you know, people, well, what if we do this, and what if we do that, and what if we do that? And they knew that this young man had the talent. And I had a conversation with Steve Bordeaux early before the season started, and he told me, I'm not sure he doesn't have at least as much and maybe more arm talent than Colin Johnson. And that's not taking anything away from Johnson. He was an amazing high school quarterback.
Absolutely.
The other piece of that, and we've said this several times throughout the year, is that people talk about, well, how athletic Colin Johnson was. I don't know that Colin Johnson was that athletic as he was that heady, and he saw opportunities. He wasn't running away from people. He was running to space because he was able to see what was going on around him. And I think we're starting to see that transition with Will Patterson already, and I'm pretty fired up about it. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the kickoff. This is the NFHS Game of the Week, the Brick City Bowl, as the Southern Lee Cavaliers host the undefeated Lee County Yellow Jackets.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Cavalier Stadium here in Sanford. These are the two, I'm going to get in trouble if I say this, the two high schools. There actually are three high schools, but these are the two high schools that play football. And McKendall fumbling it around on the return, brings it back to about the 27-yard line. The Yellow Jackets will take over their 1st and 10. Field's in good shape. Grass is a little bit long, but that might be by design. What do you think, Nate? Maybe slow some guys down?
Yeah, that field's looking good. That's a real heavy Bermuda field. So this week of warm sunshine, that Bermuda loves it. They've been throwing water to it. I'm sure they got a few good cuts on it. So looking nice here at Cavalier Stadium tonight.
And a shout-out to Lee County football icon Philip Chappell, who I know painted this field. Good job.
That man works hard out here.
All right, 4 wideouts. Patterson on first down fakes. Now he's going to throw the screen. He's got Tyreek McKendall. McKendall into the secondary. And it'll be close to first down yardage, be taken down right around the sticks. 10 yards on the catch for McKendall.
Looked like number 7, Brock Chappell, was there to make initial contact. Brock Chappell being one of the leaders of this defense coming in to their last game of the season. I don't have statistics on how many tackles. I apologize. I thought I did. But nonetheless, has been a force to be reckoned with there at linebacker. Really one of the star linebackers here at Southern Lee. His counterpart, probably the best defensive player on this team right now, number 44, John Wilson.
All right, T.J. Johnson ahead on first down, picks up a couple. Yeah, you talk about John Wilson, number 44 in the heart of that defense, comes in leading the team in tackles, always around the football, plays sideline to sideline. Chappell will come out. He won't play every snap on defense because he's such a big part of the offense as that slot receiver / tight end that they run him as.
He's such a big body coming in 6. I think they have him listed at 6'5", 6'4". There's no way that kid's still 6'4".
Yeah, easy to pick out on the screen. All right, Patterson throws short, has Johnson, and Johnson just powers his way. Going to be forced out of bounds a little bit short of the first down. The third down coming up for the Jackets.
Pass is complete for about 4 yards. Third down.
Southern Lee really hoping to get out a quick 3 and out here for this Yellow Jacket offense, trying to get a good start to their defensive night. This defense of Southern Lee really been the tip of the spear for the Cavaliers this season, not giving up a ton of points. Offenses seem to be stuttering a little bit from game to game, but this defense has held pretty strong.
Well, if you look at it, at points allowed, it doesn't give you a clear picture, I think. Nice throw and catch there on third down to Eli Garrison. Needed 2, got about 4, and that'll be a Yellow Jacket first down. If you look at points allowed for this Southern Lee defense, it really doesn't tell the tale. This offense has struggled at times. In some games has really gone 3 and out consistently and set them up in bad field position. They've had a handful of pick sixes and turnovers deep in their territory. But in terms of keeping the game in front of them and playing sound defense, this Southern Lee defense, not bad. All right, looking for Jackson Lamb. Has him. Jackson Lamb with a great catch down at the 20-yard line. That'll be 32 on the catch for Jackson Lamb. Only his 11th catch on the season, but they all seem to be big, don't they?
Jackson's one of those kids, comes in. He's not going to be your everyday, every down receiving player there. But I tell you, he seems to make big plays week in and week out when they need a first down, when they need a defensive stop. That really started state playoffs last year, and it's continued on through this year.
Yeah, one of the senior leaders on this team.
Jackson.
All right, Patterson under pressure, spun around, now looking, and throws, got a man, and has his man down inside the 5-yard line. That is Jaden Marshall playing a little bit of offense.
Wide receiver we don't usually see catching the ball.
Especially early in the game. I'm a little bit surprised that Lamb and Marshall are out there in the lineup so early. Both of those guys featured on defense, but getting the start on offense tonight, both seniors. Maybe it's because it's their last conference game. I don't know.
Yeah. Jaden Marshall, though, forced to be reckoned with at free safety here for the Yellow Jackets. We don't usually see him catch the ball, though.
Oh, looking for Kenyon Palmer there. Tried to run before he caught it. Not sure he had anywhere to go anyway, so it might not be the worst thing in the world that he put it on the ground. Already a substitution at tailback. Jojo Jennings, the sophomore, checks in, number 43, and he's a big back. I say he's a big back. He's a bigger back because the starter, T.J. Johnson's a pretty doggone big back. All right, Patterson hands to Jojo. Jennings is through and in the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. 10:04 to go in the first quarter. The Jackets, that was a little too easy.
Don't forget to visit Cavalier Cafe.
That was literally a dive play for the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets lined up, just completely outpowered the Cavaliers there for that first touchdown of the night.
Well, look at this. Is an interesting look.
They're not doing their swinging.
They didn't do the swinging gate. This is the first time all season we haven't seen the swinging gate on the extra point attempt. Kennedy Hernandez out to add the extra point and kicks it a mile. Nice looking kick there from Hernandez. Stretches the lead to 7-0 with 10:04 to go in the first quarter. This is the NFHS Game of the Week. We'll be right back with the kickoff.
Wilkinson Chevy Cadillac Buick GMC welcomes you to the NFHS Network Game of the Week. Brought to you by New Image Media.
Cavalier Stadium, the Brick City Bowl. Lee County out to the quick 7-0 lead. Cavaliers will see if they can answer. They're wearing the gray. These have always been my favorite Cavalier uniforms. Nate, what do you think about that? I like them, man. I've always liked them.
Tell me why. Tell me why you like them.
I just like the flat color, the sort of monochrome look. Cause same color pants, same color jerseys, and from my perspective, it's the easiest color combination to pull the numbers off.
That is true. So that is 100% true. It's very easy to see numbers in that. My favorite was always when they used to do the Armed Forces Day here. Digital camo jerseys.
Yeah, that's next level now.
Yeah, those were really cool.
All right, Elijah Donaldson, number 8, and Anthony Robinson, number 2. Debo
touched it way too early.
That was sweet, but you got to get it 10 yards first. Anthony Smith catches the kick on the fly, but that'll be a procedure penalty against the Yellow Jackets. It didn't go 10 yards.
Looked like it went about 7.
So the Cavaliers done a little favor here, and it'll come out 1st and 10 with great field position at the 49.
Southern Lee coming out, led by quarterback number 10, Blake Harrington, a junior. Harrington coming in with 507 yards on the season passing. We haven't seen a ton of passes from this Cavalier offense. What have we been seeing, Chris?
Well, the Cavalier offense has really been trying to find its way as the season's gone on. They would love to run the ball a lot, but they don't have the size to block it up as well and be as effective as they'd like to. So what the offense has become is one that tries to challenge teams vertically and open up the passing game. If they can get Josh Stone and Anthony Robinson down the field, those guys are fast enough and skilled, ball skill-wise to do some damage. But it's gonna take a lot tonight to be able to give Harrington enough time to get the ball down the field.
Yeah, I'm concerned for Harrington and being able to stand back in the pocket and give Josh Stone, as fast as Josh Stone is. He is a force to be reckoned with on the track. As fast as he is, I'm very concerned about whether the Cavaliers can block it up front long enough to let that man get downfield. Because I think in a foot race, I'd love to see him and Tyreek McKendall go in a foot race.
So they're going to mark the penalty off in addition to the procedure call, and it's all the way down to the 34 for the Jackets to start.
I'm not 100% sure.
Had to have been a personal foul called with that. That's wild. All right, here comes Harrington. He hands to Morris up the middle. Nothing. Going to lose a couple on first down. Kendall Morris, number 6, an undersized back at this point as a sophomore, but as electric an athlete as you want to see. We've talked to coaches all over the district, and they game planned around him because if he gets a step, he can outrun just about anybody. That's something that Southern doesn't lack is team speed. And between Josh Stone down here on the near side, split wide, and Kendall Morris, those are probably the fastest of the bunch. All right.
Southern Lee coming out in a 2-back set with a wing.
Going to hand it inside. This is Anthony Robinson taking the handoff. We normally see him in the screen game and with the underneath passes. And it'll be a 3rd down for the Cavs.
Southern Lee attempting to run a power offense there, pulling Brock Chappell, the wing, pulling him into the hole, have him as a leading blocker. I actually kind of like that setup there with him pulling. That's a big body getting through a hole.
Well, and here's something we haven't seen very much of either. They're going to go 3 wide right, and they're going to go to Chappell all by himself, split wide down on the left.
Watch for a jump ball here would be my guess.
Well, Chappell is big enough that he creates a mismatch for everybody. And throwing the ball down the field, Harrington does pretty well. He got off to an early start. I think the snap was late is what happened there. Looked like several Cavaliers got off and got an early start on that. Harrington does better throwing the ball down the field than he does underneath because he's not very big.
Yeah.
And he really struggles to see what's underneath in front of him. But when he's back there and can get his eyes downfield, has a tendency to make plays.
Yeah, he can really deliver the ball downfield pretty well. But you're right, he has a hard time. One reason he's been running for his life all season. But he really has a hard time seeing over those big offensive defensive linemen.
Yeah, Harrington only comes in. They don't list a height and weight on the official roster, but I'm going to say probably 570, 165, and taken down hard and fast. That's Jojo Jennings with his 9th sack of the season, leading the charge. And that's the problem trying to run a vertical offense when you've got a mismatch on the offensive line. Daniel Pisano, number 1, the senior punter, comes out to kick it away. And, if you don't get a big sack there or a negative play, maybe you consider going for it on 4th down. But now with 4th and 20+, the Cavaliers will play it safe and kick it away.
Play the game of field position.
All right, low snap. Oof, trying to get that punt. Good job of Pisano getting it out of there. And a high booming kick, going to get a good roll for the Cavs and go out of downs at about the 4-yard line. Well, we're going to walk it up, and now we got about the 7-yard line where the Jackets will take over. But nicely done by Pisano.
A lot of pressure in on that punt. Was a little concerned Lee County might get a hand on it.
Well, and
good
protected.
Punt for him to, yeah.
Well protected. We saw last week with Triton. Triton had a heck of a time protecting punts and gave up several block kicks by the time it was all said and done. And Lee County, I don't know if it's a change in what they're trying to do or just the execution, but they're getting better and better in that pump block team. All right, Patterson throwing it. Garrison spins. Man, that was a nice timing on that route. Garrison has it for about 17 and a Jacket first down, brought to you by Pentair.
We talked about during the Crossroads Ford pregame show about Patterson every week getting more and more comfortable, getting more comfortable delivering the ball downfield and on target pretty quick. That was a perfectly delivered ball there to Eli Garrison to get a quick first down.
Threw that before he even got his head around. All right, Patterson from the gun, 4 wides, and there's a whistle.
What are we looking at here from the side judge?
Sideline violation,
Sideline
perhaps?
violation?
Yeah. Against Southern Lee, they're going to give them a warning. You get one freebie. Well, they signaled it was against the Cavaliers, but now they're having a conversation with Andre Jacobs, the defensive coordinator at Southern, so maybe they've signaled it wrong. But anyway, somebody was encroaching on the sideline, and the officials didn't like it. Patterson takes a snap, 1st and 10, looking deep. And looking for Kenyon Palmer. A lot of contact out there, and there comes a late flag. Good position on the coverage, but never got his head around and just kind of ran through Palmer. Ball was a little underthrown, but Patterson recognized the man coverage and tried to take advantage of it.
Ball underthrown there was probably the best thing that Patterson could have done, though. Elijah Donaldson, number 8 for the Cavaliers, the defensive player of the week from last week, had great coverage on Kenyon Palmer. Just never got his head all the way around. If that ball is thrown where, probably attempting to be thrown, it's broken up. They have a second down. Now they got a first down and moving the chains again.
And Donaldson with the Donaldson, nice little ball player. Good position on the coverage. Just technique failed him there at the end, and maybe a little good fortune for Lee County.
Yep, Elijah Donaldson coming on the season with 32 tackles. At corner is an obscene amount of tackles.
All right, Patterson on 1st and 10. Ball now up at the 45. Looking short, now long. Got to his second read and's got Jackson Lamb. Jackson Lamb in a foot race, going to be dragged down at the 10. 2 big catches already for Lamb, and that one goes for 50.
Whew. That good tackle there by number 20, Cam Jackson, to save a touchdown. It looked like it was going to be a foot race, and Jackson Lamb doesn't usually lose those. So he was caught from behind by Cam Jackson and brought down to prevent 6.
Yeah, ball was a little low, and Jackson Lamb sort of slowed up to get it. Jackson was able to walk him down, but ball inside the Zaxby's red zone for the Jackets. Now on 2nd down, throwing it up for Garrison, looking in the corner of the end zone, not able to connect.
Lee County really slinging the ball around a lot already. Get this game up and running. We don't usually see Lee County throw the ball. How many runs have we seen from Lee County so far?
1.
1 for the touchdown. Right?
No, I think there was one before that. Johnson got a carry, so 2 carries so far. Well, I'll tell you what, part of that's probably by design, to be frank. I don't think they want to put these backs and expose these guys. Jojo Jennings and T.J. Johnson split carries at the running back position. They are also the leading tacklers on defense at linebacker. All right. Pass is thrown and caught on the far side. That is
number 17.
Berticia.
Jason Berticia.
All right.
Very good. Tackle
Another guy
there.
getting in the book that we don't normally see early.
Tackle there made by number 44, John Wilson. We talk about him on a regular basis. Most likely the premier defensive player here for the Cavaliers.
I would tend to agree with you. In fact, I would tend to think that he's probably been the best defensive player on this team for 2 or 3 years now.
I would agree with that statement.
Well, I take that back. You forget the tandem of corners they had here last year. I'd have to give them the nod.
Tanoa?
Yeah.
Okay. Tanoa and E.J. Fox.
Those guys.
Who were both in attendance tonight.
Oof.
I saw them both walking in.
Boy, they'd like to have them out there tonight.
Yeah.
All right, 7-12, clock stopped, 3rd down. Patterson drops, looking in the corner again for Garrison. They can't quite get him.
Same route, different side.
Yeah, this time to the wide side, and Garrison not quite able to get there. Patterson overthrew him by a step. And interesting spot here for the Jackets. Looks like they're going to pull the field goal team out here. This should be within Hernandez range. They're going to tighten it up there. It'll be from 24, 25 when they put it down. His long on the season from 31. They've tried from as far as 37, but it's been hit or miss for Hernandez. 3 for 6 on the year on field goal attempts. Snap is down, and the kick is up and perfect. So with 7:03 to go, a moral victory for the Cavaliers there as they hold the Jackets to a field goal. 10-0 in the Brick City Bowl. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
This game of the week brought to you by Wilkinson Cadillac here at Cavalier Stadium. Chris just made a comment. This is the first time we've seen Cavalier cheerleaders tonight.
And a big round of applause for them because the folks here in attendance know because of social distancing and all the restrictions, the cheerleaders have not been here at any of these Southern League football games.
Good for them to show up for senior night.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Lee County lining up to kick this ball deep, hopefully. We might see some more trickery from the Yellow Jackets.
They just don't kick it deep often. And to be honest, there's some playmakers here for Southern Lee. I'd try to keep it out of their hands. They kick it to one of the upbacks, and he will be dragged down at about the 37-yard line where the Cavaliers will take it over, and they've got to get something going. Cavaliers cannot continue to go 3 and out. They're giving up a lot of size on both sides of the ball. And that defense, the more Lee County gets to lean on them, the worse it's going to get. As much as they need points, they really need to keep that defense off the field for a little bit. So hopefully Cavaliers can string together a couple first downs here.
But it's also kind of a catch-22 there because a bunch of your defensive players are also your offensive players.
True.
So they have a bunch of players. Ooh, false start.
Pressure coming. Oof. Harrington gets mauled as he gets it out of there. And 2nd and 10.
Number 9, Landon Johnson on the pressure there. Harrington got the ball out and then got whacked pretty hard. Johnson wanted to talk to him about it afterwards.
And those of you that watch any of our coverage of Lee County have heard us talk about it over and over again. A different look from this Lee County front than we've seen in the past couple years. The marquee names are not a part of this defensive front. And Lee County, in part because of the handoff, getting it to Robinson. Robinson, no catches yet. That's his 2nd carry. Both of them have gone the wrong direction. Lee County, without the marquee names, the Des Evans and the DeAndre Princes, have gotten a whole lot more multiple, and that's not because they don't have athletes there. They just have stopped relying on those guys winning their matchups, and they bring pressure from all over the place. So you've not only got these big, fast athletes up there, but now they're coming from all different directions. And on 3rd and 17, something exotic is probably going to get dialed up here. They're showing
Southern Lee coming up in a trips
but here comes off the edge.
We got a false
start.
You know, last year we talked about this Yellow Jacket defense, and they were a very, very good defense, don't get me wrong. But at times I felt like they were a little bit tedious because they literally played zone coverage, had backs covered with their linebackers, and they had a front four that could get so much pressure from our perspective. Sometimes it got a little boring. There wasn't a ton of blitzing. It wasn't incredibly exciting. It produced a ton of sacks because they had 2 Division I quality kids.
I want to cut you off here because I want to direct your attention to something. Lined up as sort of a 5th defensive lineman is number 8. Now he drops out into coverage. That's Mark Schlesinger coming up, breaking up the play. That is the JV quarterback for this team.
Oh, gosh.
Mark Schlesinger is the JV quarterback and just made that play in the backfield to blow that thing up.
Southern Lee.
And there he goes. I want to confirm the number. It's number 8, Mark Schlesinger running off the field.
That is wild.
That is the sophomore
quarterback safety.
6'1", 193, playing both ways. I don't think we've seen him on defense. We've seen a couple of reps at the quarterback position. And, of course, Lee County didn't play a JV game this week. Oof, coming after that punt, not quite there, and great discipline not to hit the punter. Garrison signals for a fair catch and bring it in at the 42-yard line. But Schlesinger, for those Jacket fans that aren't aware, buddy, that's a ball player.
He's the kid, huh?
He's the kid. At this point, has the leg up in the race to be the second quarterback next year, and if things follow, to be the starter as a senior. But Schlesinger, a heck of an athlete and a big young man.
Yeah, he looked big right out there. He's coming in at 6'1". So, going back to this Lee County defense, at times last year – got a little monotonous in what they were doing because they were so good at it. This year, really exciting, flying all around the ball, a ton of different blitz schemes, stunts from the front lines.
Patterson looking deep and throws it out of bounds. Might have had Garrison across the middle, but he sort of locked in on McKendall, who had man-to-man coverage, but never kind of shook the defense there. So 2nd down.
Patterson is starting to scramble there, that latter part of that play. Had good coverage from his offensive line. You can't ask him to hold him for 10 seconds every play, though. Starting to scramble a little bit to the right. Not Will Patterson's expertise, scrambling and throwing the ball on the scramble. Really has the arm for a pocket passer.
All right, Patterson hands to Johnson. Johnson wrapped up. Great play. Great play. John Wilson leads the charge, and negative yards for T.J. Johnson. You don't see him go backwards very often. We talked about Wilson in the opening, and he shows you we know a little bit about what we're talking about.
Just a little bit.
All right, big 3rd down here for Lee County.
Lee County looking at 3rd and 12 on their own 40-yard line here. I bet it's going to be a screen to Tyreek.
Ooh, pressure coming from everywhere. And that's just, man, I tell you, you put all these young players out there, you get young player mistakes, and that's just a bad one. They checked up and saw that the hard count was there, but then continued through, and Nas Blue, tough play there.
Is it Nas Blue or Nasir Blue?
Nasir Blue.
Nasir Blue. Yeah, it looked like he'd gotten stopped and kind of stumbled his way right over the line of scrimmage.
All right, so instead of 3rd and 12, 3rd and 7 here. All right, looking, has his man, and it's tipped at the line of scrimmage, broken up. Nice play by the defense there.
Number 50, Elijah Barrett on the breakup for the Cavaliers. Really been a figurehead on this defensive line for the Cavaliers for the past at least 2 years, if not 3 years.
Really has, and one of the seniors like to acknowledge, because this may be the last game of his career, but Elijah Barrett's been a heck of a ball player for several years here for the Cavaliers. All right, Robinson signals fair catch, brings it in just across the 20-yard line, and a 1st down Cavaliers. So two stops back-to-back for the Cavalier defense.
That's right. Did you see who was on that punt coverage right in the face? Your guy, number 8, Mark Schlesinger.
And is back out there with the defense again. So getting big reps. He's out there with that crew of linebackers, and it's like, one of these kids is doing his own thing.
Steve kind of fed me a line on Wednesday. We're going to have a talk. I asked him if there are any JV players that are going to see significant time on the field this week.
Well, he
told me no.
2 all-conference linebackers and the JV quarterback lining up at linebacker for the Jackets right now. I love it.
Lee County throwing a wild blitz scheme in, gets to Harrington, puts him on his rear end pretty quick, but Harrington got the ball out to the screen, got about a 4-yard gain.
All right, Harrington a little dinged up. If he can't go,
a little rough.
If he can't go, it'll be Daniel Pisano that would come in there, and he's really struggling, flexing that left knee. All right. Holds, gets it out of there. Brock Chappell with a nice catch in the first. Cavalier 1st down of the day.
Harrington's pass is complete to Brock Chappell.
First downs brought to you by Pentair. Our guy Mike Fowler with Pentair. We talk about him every week, every broadcast.
Chapel with only his 9th reception on the season. I tell you, gotta feel like as we move forward, Brock Chappell's going to wind up next season and the season after that with games where he has 9 catches. All right, go get a timeout from Southern Lee. I think they want to take a check and take a look and make sure Harrington's okay. As they do, we'll take a break. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week.
Pentair, empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
Welcome back to the Cavaliers Stadium here. This is the NFHS Game of the Week brought to you by Wilkinson Cadillac. Southern Lee with the first down of the night with a reception to number 7, Brock Chappell, the big body. It's a big out route. It's hard to defend when that kid's 6'5" and can get up there and go get that ball pretty quick.
All right, so during that timeout, Harrington came to the sideline and looked like he was coming out of the ball game. Pisano, the backup, went into the huddle, and then when they broke and went back out on the field, Harrington's back in there. And we're going to get a pre-snap call here.
Going to have an
somebody, I don't think so. I think Stone was lined up in the neutral zone. Oof, okay. Somebody obviously lined up in the neutral zone. Now,
yep.
I didn't see it from here, but that's 5 free ones for the Cavaliers.
Cavaliers going to have a 1st and 5 on their own 41 now. Let's see if Southern Lee can piece together a drive here, keep their defense off the field.
We said they needed to string together multiple first downs. They got one. Good protection. Oof, and Harrington throws it behind Chappell. Miscommunication. Almost picked off there. Carlos Hancock, who, dare I say, has pushed Jaden Marshall to be what you would call the number 1 corner. Hancock has played lights out for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yes, he has.
Comes in leading the team in interceptions. Only a pair of them, but Hancock seems to be all over the ball, and maybe it's because teams – Morris gets swallowed. He's going to lose all those penalty yards. It's going to be a loss of 5 on the play, 3rd and 10 coming up.
I thought I had stats on Jennings, and I don't. I apologize for that.
But I think there's I think part of that, though, is teams have figured out Jaden Marshall's been doing it so long, and they're throwing away from him. But Hancock has stepped up and played some good football.
Absolutely. Cavaliers here with a big 3rd and 10. They're going to have to get Harrington some protection, or this could be another quick punt.
All right, only showing 3 on the front for the defense now. Here comes late pressure. Johnson coming up there, throws it out there, looking for Chappell. Chappell running a post. Harrington throwing a corner. Not going to work out. And 4th down for the Cavaliers. But they picked up a first down, gave the defense a bit of a blow. And, the Jackets, who have come out dedicated to the passing game, not moving the ball as effectively as we thought they might.
Could be why they came out and wanted to do that with the passing game, though. Get a week's worth of passing plays in before state playoffs start next week.
We shall see. Low snap, this is trouble. And that you can't do that. Cavaliers come in physically going to be tough. You got to play a clean game if you're going to stay in this thing. And the snap never got there. Pisano unable to field it. And that'll be Jacket ball at the 23-yard line on the muffed punt. What do you even call that? It's not a fumble. I don't know. How does it go in the book? I don't know. We need Dave Kaplan here keeping stats. Where you at, Don and Dave?
Lee County going to take over 1st and 10 on the 23. Lined up in their typical doubles formation.
All right, now they're going to run it. And I tell you what, stacked up, led by John Wilson. He is keying on T.J. Johnson, and Johnson's not getting anywhere. And you and I had a conversation earlier this morning.
Yep.
With T.J. Johnson, if you let him get moving down the field, you got a problem. But twice now, Johnson's blown him up in the backfield, and Johnson, a long strider, a big back. If you don't let him get that momentum moving downhill, he's not as effective.
Absolutely, he's not a bruiser right on his first step. He's a 3-step bruiser, and
all right, slow developing screen to Kenyon Palmer. He weaves in and out, kicks it outside, and now it's going to go in touchdown. Kenyon Palmer putting up 6 against his old mates here, stretches it out to 16, and that was almost a delayed screen.
Yeah, that was an odd play there.
I'm not
by
sure
the Yellow Jackets.
I'm not sure that screen was the first read on that route, but ended up in Kenyon Palmer with good blocking downfield, makes a big play and takes it in from the 21-yard line. Kenyon Palmer, touchdown Jackets.
Lee County lining up in their swinging gate again. We've seen this pretty much all season.
The numbers are there. They got 4 on 3. They're going to run this right up the middle. Now it's 4 on 4. They're going to bring Garrison over. Nobody comes with. You got 5 on 4. The numbers aren't there. It's going to Tyreek McKendall. Nope. Johnson's going to get it. Takes it 2. You got to do better than that. If you don't bring enough numbers over there to at least go one-on-one, they're going to run it and they're going to score. I don't think we've seen them fail on an attempt yet this year.
That makes it 18-0, 2:11 left in the first quarter here at Cavalier Stadium. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the kickoff.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go to
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Welcome back to the Cha-Cha Slide here at Cavalier Stadium. This is the NFHS Game of the Week brought to you by Wilkinson Cadillac. Lee County up big early. It's 18-0 with about 2 minutes left in the first quarter. A great scoreboard there on the bottom of the screen for all of our viewers tonight.
Digging that. All right. Short onside type attempt. Oof, down. Good job of Cavaliers to swarm and get that. They'll take over the 39-yard line. And hopefully the Cavaliers adjust fire on the conversion attempt next time they see it. But for those of you at home, they line up in that formation with that cluster there of 4 players in the middle of the field. And if the defense has 4 or fewer, if they have a one-on-one matchup for those 4 players, they're just going to run it up the middle and see if they can beat you one-on-one. And when the 2 guys that could possibly get the ball are Tyreek McKendall and T.J. Johnson,
I like my odds at one-on-one with them two.
So Southern League got to make an adjustment there, or they're going to give away free points on that. 2:08 left. Pisano is into the game at quarterback now.
64 coming in.
Little bit different skill set than Harrington. Not as mobile, a little bit taller, and they'll try to get the ball down the field. He's under pressure immediately, takes off with it, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards before he gives himself up. And not by design, but a good effect for Cavaliers on first down.
Pisano, usually the punter and kicker here for the Cavaliers, kind of been that second-string quarterback kid pretty much his whole career here at Southern Lee.
All right, takes a snap, gets it out wide to Morris. Kendall Morris is going to be close to a first down, may have one. Yeah, going to be a Cavalier first down. Kendall Morris with 5 on the carry.
Got to the 50-yard line, which is exactly what he needed for the first down. Southern Lee knocking on the door of Yellow Jacket territory here.
Yeah, trying to get it across midfield for the first time today, except when they were given the
kickoff penalty.
Gifted on the kickoff penalty. All right,
Southern
Pisano
Lee double
takes a snap,
pistol formation.
hands to Morris. Nope, fakes it, pulls it. Now he's going to be stacked up. And that's Jojo Jennings leading the charge, who stood him up after a 4-yard loss. Jennings is one of the few freshmen in this Lee County program in the last few years that's come in and made an impact as a freshman. Mm-hmm. There's 2 of those guys on the field. Tyreek McKendall's in that same group. But Jennings now as a sophomore, it's hard to even believe he's a sophomore in this defense. How good's he going to be 2 years from now?
I cannot wait to see how good he's going to be.
He's getting bigger. His nose for the football's been – I mean, he really played kind of defensive back last year as much as anything, and now he's in there in the middle, just get bigger. Just a really good football player. Pisano lets it go, throwing into coverage, throws between receivers, and it'll be 3rd and long coming up.
Lee County's defense really more or less playing games with Southern Lee right now. Landon Johnson, number 9, the defensive end that we usually see hand in the dirt going full bore every play, dropping back into coverage, in and out. So interesting, I don't know if this is something Lee County wants to continue or not. Could be putting it on film just for playoff purposes. Could be something they want to try moving forward. Interesting schemes here, though.
All right, haven't called Duran McCoy, number 54's number yet. Oof, pressure coming. Picked, and that's going the other way. Carlos Hancock, I called his name earlier. Hancock looking for pay dirt. Getting to the outside, and Pisano chases him down and across the track and all the way to the fence. Carlos Hancock now puts his foot on the title of interception leader for the Yellow Jackets.
There you go.
Carlos Hancock, nice play. A couple of Jackets might have had a chance at that. But on 3rd and long, trying to make a play takes a little bit of the sting out of the turnover.
Yep. With the return after the interception, took the Yellow Jackets all the way to the Cavaliers' 30-yard line, knocking on the door again pretty quick. Be interested to see if they resort to the air. They're in trips on the wide side closest to us.
All right, Rodney Ingram in at tailback. Thought we might see that early. Kenyon Palmer again. This time he's going across the field and out to the right sideline. He's got wheels. He's going all the way in. Touchdown, Jackets. Kenyon Palmer. Last week it was Tyreek McKendall with 3 touchdown receptions and the fumble recovery for a touchdown, or the block punt recovery.
Block punt.
This time Kenyon Palmer's out of the box quickly with his second touchdown, 25 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the Jackets, they're out in front. Big.
Ooh, Lee County coming out. Obviously had a very good game plan coming into the Cavaliers tonight. 24 looking to make it 26 to nothing here in the first quarter.
All right, this time you got 5 Cavaliers there in the middle. So what you'll see now is they'll go to a conventional formation. Well, don't creep too far out of there. There they go. All right. And Kennedy Hernandez run across. He is 25 of 27 on extra point attempts this season, I believe. Actually, he's got 2 tonight, so he's 28 of 30.
You think about it, he's kicked 30 PATs in 6 games.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It is. All right, the Jackets convert, get the point. That'll take us to 26. 25 to 0, 25 seconds to go. A lot of symmetry on the scoreboard here. We'll take a quick break from the Lee County Southern Lee matchup in the Brick City Bowl.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com. All
right, welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Wilkinson Cadillac. We'll have a big season wrap-up show on Monday with the Coaches Show. We do that at 7 o'clock on Mondays. Got to give a shout-out to my guy, Nate Cochrane, standing in, killing it on Wednesday with the funky schedule. I wasn't available, and Nate came in and filled in and might have taken my job.
No, you need to be there Monday. I'll be in Houston.
Oof.
So by the time y'all are broadcasting, I'll be landing in Houston International Airport. So
right. Hernandez with the high spinner. That's going to get down.
That's dangerous.
And that's picked up. And you get, young players, man, you had the up back from Southern Lee signaling for a fair catch, but never came up to get it.
What kind of fundamentals was that?
And some spirited coaching going on from the stands here.
Got to love it, Chris. Got to love it.
Result of the kick.
Always knows best. They always know best.
Well, you might want to find some time and go down there, Monday through Thursday.
Sign up a volunteer form.
Just saying.
Yeah, sign up a volunteer form.
All right, so the Jackets will have the ball back 22 seconds to go in the first quarter, and Southern going to get a timeout, kind of talk about this thing before it gets out of hand. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week from here in Cavalier Stadium. Sanford.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Welcome back to Cavalier Stadium here in Sanford, North Carolina. This is the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Wilkinson Cadillac. I was at Wilkinson today. My wife's vehicle had to go in for some maintenance. Again, every day. Beautiful facility.
Yeah, it really, really is. And they've hosted the Coaches Show for us a couple of occasions and almost talked me into buying a car a couple of different times.
Need to get you one of those brand new Silverados.
It's on my list. All right, Patterson, near the end of the first quarter here, already up 25-0. Takes a snap. Tosses, that's a play we've seen a million times from Lee County in the last few years, but it's chased down well by Chapel. However, Johnson spins around. You get to him, you got to do more than get your hands on him. You got to get behind that big man. So Chapel with a chance to make a play in the backfield, unable to bring him down, and Johnson will pick up 6 on the play. And that little run-toss play there, man, how many times have we seen that in the last 4 years?
Yeah, so that was a little different than from the shuttle pass we usually see. Usually we see it out of jet motion, and it looks like they're going to wait and let the field get flipped. So
all right, well, while they take the walk,
break.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week from Sanford, North Carolina. We'll see you on the other side.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go there.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Wilkinson Cadillac. Picking up in the second quarter here, it's 25-0 Yellow Jackets. All Yellow Jacket in the first quarter. At this point, we might hit 100 points on the night. Well, of course, we'll have a running clock here after 42, so I would assume not. But we were talking earlier about that shuttle pass that Lee County likes to do. Usually we see it out of jet motion from the wing spot. This time we actually saw it with a shuffle and a pass to the tailback. I love it. I love that play. It's a little bit option-y, but, you know, I'm not sure if there's a design and a read on whether they're pitching it or catching it. But hard to defend nonetheless, because who do you go after?
It is, and it's a way to challenge the edges really quick. We saw Triton the other night in the from that wing T offense trying to challenge the edges. That's a way to get it done. Johnson breaks into secondary. He's going to the house. TJ Johnson cuts it back, weaves back outside, and is across the goal line. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. 10 seconds into the second quarter, TJ Johnson, when a man that big gets into the secondary and has got a 60-pound weight advantage against the corners that are trying to bring him down, it's going to be a tough task. And the Jackets stretch it out to 31-0, 11:48 on the clock.
Jackets not even going to attempt their swinging gate this time. Going to line up, kick it. Probably going to make it 32-0. Kick is up.
It's up. It's good.
And it is good. So we'll take a quick break here at Cavalier Stadium and catch you on the other side, ready for the kickoff.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Welcome back to 80s Karaoke here at Cavalier Stadium. My name is Nate Cochrane. With me, I got the legend, the rocker, Chris Delambert here in the booth.
If you ask me on any particular day, I might tell you that Jukebox Hero is the greatest rock and roll song ever written. And if you'd have come back 10 seconds earlier, you might have get to hear me sing it. All right, Jackets are going to line up to kick this thing off. 32-0, just a skosh into the second quarter.
What a word. A skosh. Throwing out those big doctoral words for the rest of us.
I will be a doctor.
I hear you.
In a very short time. About a month away, as a matter of fact.
Congratulations.
I'm fired up. All right, spinning kick taken by Robinson. And he weaving his way. Going to be forced out, still dancing around. And that's Kendall Morris over there with the return. One of those single-digit guys. All right, offense for the Cavs coming back out. Blake Harrington, fresh-faced and fluffy-tailed, coming out there to come back in at quarterback. He came bouncing out there. Well, nope. Now he's going to.
Daniel Pisano's coming back
in.
out.
All right, a little miscommunication there coming out of the kickoff.
Looks like Southern Lee's going to line up in a trips formation. To the wide side, Brock Chappell, the one man alone on the top of your screen. Currently,
nobody out there to cover him.
Now there is.
Giving him a big cushion, aren't they?
Yeah.
Man.
Run that kid in the out route.
Oh, man, take that underneath. All right, the throw is to Robinson. Robinson in space. He's dangerous, and he's out of bounds. Boy, I tell you what. He's one of those explosive athletes that Southern Lee seems to pluck off trees out here and has since before you got there as a coach.
Absolutely.
They've got guys that are quick. They've got that make you miss.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And he's one of them. He's a good one.
Number 2, Anthony Robinson coming in as a sophomore. Be interested to see how he progresses, where he ends up, and how he progresses here at Southern Lee.
Yeah, big future for a lot of these young men that are playing who might not otherwise get the opportunity. All right, ball
we're
over
going
the
to have
head.
offensive pass interference.
Well, I tell you, that's a tough call, isn't it?
I think that ball might have been uncatchable.
Yeah, the right call here, if they're going to call interference, is offense. As number 22, the receiver there, trying to swim over top.
Joe Cooner, the wide receiver for the Cavaliers.
Oh, my. I thought I flipped it again. I thought they called it defense.
Joe Cooner, number 22 with the Cavaliers on the offensive pass interference. I think that ball might have been a little uncatchable, but nonetheless, the back judge disagreed with me, and his word wins.
Yeah, it does. It normally works that way.
Yeah, it normally does.
All right, so the two top corners for Lee County lined up on the same side of the field. They've got Jaden Marshall over here on the near side playing safety. We normally see him lined up at corner. And then Carlos Hancock coming down, locking up the outside receiver. Now they're going to move and play man. All right, and Harrington skips it out there trying to find Morris.
Pisano,
I'm sorry.
Pisano skips it out there. It's hard to tell, man. It really is. So nonetheless, big third down here for the Cavaliers. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 20.
All right, Coach, what you got in your playbook for this?
Oh, Hail Mary. Hook and ladder.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. If you want to throw the Hail Mary, I don't throw a 50-50 ball to number 7.
Yep.
I mean, you got Chappell up there. He's got man coverage. Harrington looking the other way and throws it. Receiver never got his head around Anthony Robinson. Robinson was running a go, and I said Harrington again. Pisano was looking for something different, and one way or the other, it'll be 4th and long, and the punt team will come out.
Pisano going to stay right back there from quarterback to punter. Done a good job punting the ball tonight.
Well, except for the one that he wasn't able to get off. And Lee County will have their ears pinned back looking to come get this. Garrison back all by himself at the 45, which is a telltale sign because Garrison is the guy they put back there to fair catch this thing. And everybody in a track stance, they're coming. And it's partially blocked. Pisano
and we
gets
got
it out of there.
Flag out.
Well, they're going to get that flag, but that ball was touched on the way out of there. We'll see how this call goes.
I think it's only going to be a 5-yarder. I don't think it's going to be the 15 and the automatic.
Well, that punt rolled all the way back to the 30-yard line. They've got running into the kicker, which will not – was it roughing?
He signaled roughing.
Ooh, so that's going to bail them out. Cavaliers get a first down out of that. A Pentair first down for the Cavaliers on the penalty. Big break.
Big break for the Cavaliers there.
Offense.
Wow. I'm amazed that call was made.
Yeah, I seemed an awful lot to me like he got his hand on the ball, which kind of negates that call. But, okay. Cavalier fans will take it, that's for sure.
Absolutely. They won't complain.
No, sir. So that'll stretch it out to the 35-yard line. A Pentair first down, Cavaliers.
Pisano staying back in that almost pistol formation.
Thought we might see a little Wildcat tonight. That was the tip that we got. And Haven't seen it yet, so maybe they're going to roll it out in the second half where they'd line up Morris in that gun all by himself. All right, Pisano drops under pressure. Landon Johnson leading the way and going to wrap him up. Man, what an athletic play by a big guy. 6'6", being able to change direction and walk down a quarterback like that, that's impressive. Landon Johnson, the junior, if they can pump 15 or 20 pounds onto him, he can call his shot.
He can be the guy. That's right.
He can go play at some of the bigger schools in the country.
Got some nastiness to him, too. Love watching that young man play. He's been fighting his entire life with his two older brothers, Colin and Hunter. I used to see them at the pool as young kids. Gosh. Poor kid. Poor Landon used to get beat on something terrible.
Here he comes again. And no, it's going to be Jennings getting there first. Dalmas Jennings now ties McCoy for the team lead in sacks with his 10th sack of the season. 2 double-digit sack guys on the same defensive line through 6 games. 6.5 now. That's pretty
insane.
impressive.
That's insane.
Pretty impressive. And kind of, shoots it down. We keep saying, well, they don't have the marquee guy. Well, maybe they do have the marquee guys.
Yeah. Southern lead with a big 3rd and 22? 3rd and 20,
right.
21?
Here comes pressure. Gets it out of there quick. Got Morris. And Morris gets banged out of bounds. Man, oh, man, did he take a shot. And that was Schlesinger.
Mark
bringing
Schlesinger,
my
your
goodness,
guy. That's a quarterback.
Wow.
And now Pisano looks like he's down.
Oh.
We'll take a quick break here at Cavaliers Stadium while the Cavaliers tend to the backup quarterback.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Welcome back to Cavaliers Stadium here. This is the NFHS Game of the Week. Number 1, Daniel Pisano is down, getting looked at by all vested parties, both athletic trainers, head coaches. Not seeing a ton of movement out of that young man at this time. We never want to speculate on potential injuries here or the other. But right now at Cavaliers Stadium, not looking good. I think we'll go ahead and go back to another commercial break or two while they tend to Daniel, and we will keep all of you up to date.
North Carolina Farm Bureau, proud supporter of Lee County Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Farm Bureau can help you and your family with all your auto and home insurance needs.
Farm Bureau has life insurance and financial services to meet all your needs, now and in the future.
Farm Bureau Tramway Office is proud to award the Farm Bureau Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
Welcome back to Cavalier Stadium. Number 1, Daniel Pisano is up on his own accord, walking down the sidelines with the athletic trainer. Good to see him up and moving around.
All right, here comes rush coming. They don't get to it, and they run in.
And we're going to have another flag.
Man, oh, man, oh, man. And they didn't get to that one at all. The last one was closer. This time they lay the punter out. The backup punter.
Number 22, Joe Cooner. We've been calling his name a bunch tonight.
All right, so this is going to be another Cavalier first down. 10:22 to go in the second quarter. Lee County bails them out again, and I'm going to tell you what, somebody's over there getting some firm words. Let's say that.
Coach Bordeaux and Coach Andre Jacobs and his crew over there cannot be happy with 2 back-to-back 3-and-out punts that they give them the first down. Cannot be happy with that.
Well, and that's a skill, man. Being able to get there at full speed and either get to that ball or not, but not make contact. It's not easy.
Oh, we have a timeout from the Yellow Jackets We'll take another break. We apologize for all these breaks.
They didn't get all their firm words out.
Yeah, but we'll take a quick break and be right back on the other side of this timeout.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go there.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Wilkinson Cadillac here at Cavalier Stadium. Kind of been a weird second quarter. Not a lot of time burned off, but nonetheless, it's 32-0 here, 10:32 left in the second.
All right, Harrington, who went out with an injury a little while ago, for Pisano. Pisano now with an injury. Harrington back in there. Hands to Robinson. Robinson trying to get outside. Good wheels. Nice run by Robinson, but I think this is coming back.
We're going to have a hold on the backside.
You see the wheels that Robinson brings to the table there. When he gets going, he is quick.
Absolutely. I'd love to see that kid in a couple of screens with some good blocking up front. I bet he could be pretty dynamic.
Well, and that's the third carry for him. Haven't tried to get the ball to him in the passing game, at least that we've seen. It may have been by design and just not happened. But he is one of those weapons underneath. And Josh Stone, number 14, who's the deep threat.
I don't see him out there.
He's up on the high side. He's up there with Chappell now. I was looking because I didn't see him in there either, but he is in there. And once or twice, they're going to try and get him down the field. Like you said, he's a track guy, and he can go get it. All right, here's the snap. Harrington looking left, throws it out there, going to be way out of bounds. That was a tough ask from Robinson, who was covered on the play by Jackson Lamb. And
that ball would have had to been delivered perfect on a spot. A little bit overthrown. Caught by Harrington boy number 3. I'm not familiar with what the third boy's name is. Don Clayton calling it out as well. So Southern Lee going to take this. I believe this should be third down. No, it was a replay down. You're right. So second down.
I think that was actually the fourth of the Harrington boys.
Is it the fourth?
I think so.
Well,
all right. Oh! Kendall Morris in a foot race. He could go. And got it. Cavalier touchdown. 9:56 to go. Kendall Morris, we told you, one of the most explosive players in this conference. They get him on the swing pass, and he takes it all the way. Touchdown, Cavs. All right. Cavaliers still life. 32-6.
What a play. What explosive play there by number 6,
and
Kendall Morris.
That sideline needed it in the worst way.
Absolutely.
As that was like a shot of adrenaline into every one of those players on the Cavaliers sideline. Pisano back in there to kick this thing through.
Pisano back on the field. Glad to see him back up and moving. Looks like we've got the side judge on the far side.
Well, not enough players out there for Lee County.
I didn't know that there was a substitution, I guess.
Interesting.
You don't usually see a side judge call the play dead for that.
Well, I wonder if they sent a player out for I wonder if it was a uniform issue and they made him sub. I don't know. Anyway.
No telling.
Pisano, no. Oh, it was an offsides call. We missed completely.
We missed. Okay. There we go.
All right. So, after all of this.
Southern Lee running on number 34, Jorion Hamilton.
And they're going to go for 2.
Oh, boy, switching it up.
Taking Pisano out of the game, and we told you there might be some Wildcat. And I think you're about to see it. I think they're going to line Robinson up in the Wildcat. That's my guess.
Southern Lee, a lot of moving parts going on right now.
I think my tip is going to come true here.
Uh-oh. See the first of the Wildcat.
Yeah, and that's what's going on. You got Robinson and Morris lined up in the backfield together. It would appear that Morris is going to take the snap, but you could get a direct snap the other way. Morris, and they're going to hand to Robinson. Robinson around the right side.
He's got a lot of green grass.
And he's in there. 32-8 with 9:56 to go in the half. The Cavaliers cut into this lead.
We'll take a quick break. Be right back to watch Southern Lee special teams kick this ball off.
Pentair. Empowering people to move water. Improve water. Enjoy water. So that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
Welcome back to Cavalier Stadium in Sanford, North Carolina. All Lee County early, but Southern Lee popped them right back in the mouth and gets 8 on the board here early in the second quarter. Now they'll kick off.
Pisano back on to kick it off.
Interesting to see what happens in the kick game here. And it's a little spinner, going to be fielded on 2 hops. This is Tyreek McKendall coming back to the right. Got ahead of steam. Got one man to beat, and he's gone. You hate to see that. After the Cavaliers make a big play to get back in this thing, Tyreek McKendall just kind of worked his way through would-be tacklers. And in the end, I don't think he was touched.
I don't think so. Good patient run there by number 2, Tyreek McKendall.
And McKendall, one of those guys, man, as he gets going, you think he's hit his top gear, and he just keeps finding another one and another one. Cam Jackson had what looked like the angle. Jackson with good wheels. Tyreek McKendall had other ideas, and he was gone.
That takes it to 38-8. Lee County looking like they're going to line up. Kennedy Hernandez kick this right through.
I was surprised Pisano kicked it deep there, and I don't know that he meant to kick it as deep as he did. I think he was trying to get it to one of the upbacks because McKendall, who is all-world as a junior, is about the – Lee County wants the ball in his hand as often as possible. You're doing them a favor if you put it in his hands.
Absolutely.
All right, 39-8, 9:44 to go in the half. We'll take a quick break and be back with the kickoff.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Welcome back here to the NFHS Game of the Week. Interesting couple of plays here. We saw Southern Lee come right back down the field and get a quick touchdown. Lee County on the kickoff takes it right back to the house. Lee County answers, makes it 39-8, 9:44 left in the second quarter. Boy, we might see a real shootout out here now. Good gracious.
Could be. I mean, you know, if Southern was going to keep this thing close, it was going to be getting playmakers into space. We've seen a couple different times. Now, first they got the swing pass to Morris for the touchdown, and then came out in that wildcat look, and Robinson went untouched into the end zone to convert. I think we might see a little bit more of that here as we go on. And on returns, Southern always dangerous, and here he goes. All right.
Number 8, Elijah Donaldson on the carry.
Donaldson, another one of those speedy little guys that we like so much. And Harrington's still in there at quarterback. Tough to pull him out after, you know, a 65-yard touchdown pass, right?
Well, it was a 4-yard pass that went for a touchdown. Nonetheless,
the stat sheet says otherwise, sir. His third touchdown on the pass to go with 7 interceptions. Been a rough go of it in the passing game.
Southern Lee lining up in a doubles formation. You see Chappell on the wide side.
Harrington gets it out there quick. Got Robinson, another one of those guys. Robinson, big
grass.
yardage. He's got another first down for the Cavaliers. Finally driven out of bounds by number 22, Rodney Ingram, the erstwhile Cavalier, who is in there at linebacker now. We talked about the fact that Schlesinger had been in there playing line. Well, I take that back. They got Rodney Ingram in there, defensive tackle. Number 22, Ingram. Oh, that was a mess. No, I don't think anybody was set. And that's what we're going to get as a procedure call against the Cavaliers. So they'll march back 5 yards. Rodney Ingram in there at defensive tackle was the number 1 running back over here at Southern the last couple seasons. And in the midst of all the COVID and all of the flux that caused, he wound up at Lee County to finish up his career.
I think we'll see some of him at running back tonight before everything's said and done.
I suspect that we will. All right, Harrington gets it out of there quick, and that's picked. And that's Landon Johnson, I believe.
We talked about earlier him dropping into coverage. He's a big body to try to throw over. Landon Johnson with the good hands, making the interception out of the defensive end spot.
Man, that was good hands.
The Yellow Jacket ball on the Cavalier 40-yard line.
That ball had some zip on it. Landon Johnson with the zone coverage pick. Got to love it.
Got to love the big guys when they get the ball in their hand.
All right. Patterson still in there at quarterback. T.J. Johnson joins him in the backfield. Haven't seen much in the run game today, save for the one big run by Johnson. And at some point with the score getting as lopsided as it is, you got to think at some point we're going to the running game. McKendall on the pop pass going around the left. Got ahead of steam, turns it up, and he's up the sideline and dances out of bounds after a pickup of about 20 on the play for McKendall. So the pop pass counts as receiving yards. He adds to his total.
Your favorite play in all of high school football?
I mean, I love the play. I love the design. I love the theory. I love everything about the jet sweep. I love the pop pass out of the jet sweep. I just don't think it's fair that if you don't convert it, it's an incomplete pass. That's just how I feel about it. I don't like it at any level, high school, college, or the pros.
There you go.
You know, if you throw a shuffle pass or what they call this, the pop pass, I think if it hits the ground, it ought to be incomplete. All right, Patterson from the gun, hands to Jojo Jennings. Jennings dancing, taking down, nice play. Brock Chappell on the tackle.
Good up and field tackle there. Jennings looking like he was starting to get some green grass and head of steam there. Jennings is not the guy you want to see 6 yards past the line of scrimmage.
No, sir.
Good up and field tackle there by number 7, Brock Chappell.
He checks out, and T.J. Johnson's in at tailback. And I am a little surprised at this point that we haven't seen Rodney Ingram with some carries. He closed out the game against Triton on Monday, and, well, a bad snap there. Patterson has to chase it down. The ball was rolling around there unattended for a minute, and that'll be 3rd and long. But with the matchup coming in the postseason, the fact that Lee County's playing their 3rd game in 9 days, thought maybe they'd want to spell Johnson and on demand. Thank you, Coach Bordeaux. There's Rodney Ingram, number 22.
Does he have a headset? Is he watching the broadcast?
He might be. He should be. All right, Ingram in at tailback. On 3rd and 13, doubtful he'll get a carry, but who knows. This is probably 4-down territory for the Jackets. Patterson brings a man in motion, drops, looking left, now looking back right. Got 2 receivers. Got Garrison if he can get it to him, and overthrows him a step late on that throw to Garrison. Garrison broke free. And Patterson didn't see him quite quick enough and ran out of real estate as he threw it out of the back of the end zone. And like I suspected, they're going to stay out there on 4th down. This is no man's land.
Lee County with a ton of time. Good plays up front by the offensive line to keep the pressure off Will Patterson, let him go through his reads. Gosh, it looked like he went through his reads 2 or 3 times before he released that ball. Southern Lee really going to have to switch up this defense a little bit and see if they can start getting pressure on Patterson, or he's going to pick him apart tonight.
All right, got Lamb man coverage in the slot with no deep safety. Look for him here. And he's running a corner. Patterson rolls. He got a late man, got Palmer, touchdown, 3rd touchdown of the night for Palmer. And you can't lose track of that guy. Number 1, man, just making plays week in after week out. And we talked about guys that were getting better as the season rolled on. Kenyon Palmer, who was sort of the 4th or 5th option in the offense, is really risen and, you know, might be the 1A to McKendall in the offense altogether.
Absolutely.
His 3rd touchdown of the night to stretch the lead to 45-8 with 7:20 to go in the half.
Kick is up, kick is good, makes it 46-8 here, 7:20 left in the second quarter.
So we've seen something different from the Cavaliers. In the last 7 or 8 years, we've not seen a Cavalier defense that couldn't get to the quarterback.
Yep.
You know, this is a defense that plays downhill. They've carried that into this season, and right there they got victimized because they couldn't get pressure to Patterson. Patterson rolled out late. But when you've got man coverage down the field, eventually an athlete the quality of Kenyon Palmer is going to find space, and that's what happened. He broke across the middle of the field. They couldn't keep up with him. And a good job of delivering the ball, catching the bunny for Palmer, which we've seen Lee County struggle with a couple times, and he walks it into the end zone to stretch the score out 46-8.
As one of our favorite players, Jackson Lamb, likes to say on the coach's show, That's the hardest catch to make in football.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. And Palmer over here showing out for the team that he played for the last couple years. I talked to one of the coaches from Lee County just a week or so ago about Palmer and what they expected when he showed up and what he's become. Always a kid that's pretty fast, but his instincts seem to have gotten better. His ball skills have gotten better. And, of course, I don't know if you know this, he has a cousin that played receiver at NC State, Tobias Palmer.
No way, really?
Yes, sir, from Pittsburgh. Went to Northwood.
I remember him at Northwood.
And Tobias Palmer is Kenyon's cousin, is what I'm told.
I see. I remember
bloodlines.
Tobias back in the day playing wide receiver there.
Yeah. Graduated class of 12, I believe, if memory serves.
Yes, sir.
All right. Harrington in at quarterback. Got to stop the bleeding. You know, they got this thing and got to within striking distance, although it was a long strike. Now, though, two quick scores by the Yellow Jackets, and we're going the wrong direction. Tosses to Morris, catches it, and takes it out of bounds. Going to lose a yard or two on the play. And you see the urgency with Southern Lee suddenly understanding we have to get the edges. We have to attack the edges. That's one of the ways they're going to try and do it, but good discipline by the Yellow Jacket defense on that play.
Lee County got burned on that play one time. I don't think they're going to get burned on it the second time, Chris.
No, I don't suspect they will, but that doesn't mean the Cavaliers shouldn't continue to try.
Absolutely.
Now, an interesting formation. You got trips to the near side here, not a whole lot of space, and Harrington throws it in there trying to find Robinson, who can't come up with it. 3rd and about 13.
Look for Brock Chapel here. They're running trips to the short side of the field. Brock Chapel all alone there on the wide side with a defender that probably has 6 inches short of what Brock is, with no real safety help over the top from what it appears. Jackson Lamb is there, starting to roll his way that way. So look for some one-on-one there with Brock Chapel. Now they got a doubles formation.
4-man front from the Jackets. Here comes pressure. It's right up the middle. Throws it out there. That's going to be picked. Oh, and Jackson Lamb, we talked about bunnies. That was one of the easier ones. Good positioning and had to go low for it, but I thought for sure he was going to pick it up, and so did he. So with about 7 minutes to go, Jackets will get this thing back, and the punt. Well, they might get it back. The punting game has been wild. Leading up to the Southern Lee touchdown, they had back-to-back personal fouls on the punt block team, if you recall, Mr. Cochrane.
I did.
Backing out. They're going to return this. Oh, goodness. Straight up in the air, straight up the pipe for Pisano. Is going to touch down and then bounce backwards. Hit at the 45, rolls back and dead at the 42. Not as much pressure that time, but they pulled a couple guys out of there in anticipation of the return. But the ball was too high and too short for Garrison to get to it, and here comes the Jacket offense up by 38 in the first half.
Lee County going to take over on Southern Lee's 42-yard line. Be interested to see if they go back to the run here or if they keep trying to sling the ball around.
All right, same formation all night. Spread. Now they get the little pass to Jennings. Jennings with a head of steam. Oh, man, he's down the left sideline. And just carrying folks all the way inside the 10, knocked out of bounds about the 9-yard line. He'll have 33 on the catch. I guarantee you that's going in the book as a run, even though that ball was forward. I know how they score those things over there. I can't tell you how many of A.J. Bulware's running yards a couple years ago
technically were
passes where that ball was about a half yard forward. That's how they score them, and it's their business.
Lee County now in the Zaxby's red zone, being led by Will Patterson. Looks like it's going to be 1st and goal from about the 5-yard line.
All right. The hand is to –
There's Patterson. Patterson, keep. It was a zone read with Patterson.
What a fake.
Quarterback runs it in. We talk about how Will Patterson's not a threat on with his feet.
Patterson
Boy,
said,
that zone read said, give it to me. Let's go.
Coach, let me run that zone read and show everybody I can be just as athletic as Colin Johnson. I'm tired of hearing about it.
There you go.
Man, he got me with the fake. Got the cameraman, got everybody. Didn't get you, though.
There it was. Puts the Yellow Jackets up 52-8. After Kennedy Hernandez kick is up, and
he continues his perfect night.
That makes it 53-8, 6:19 left in the second quarter. After a great play by Will Patterson, something we said he couldn't do, he proves us wrong again. We'll take a quick break. Be back right after the commercial.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, the Brick City Bowl from Sanford, North Carolina. Lee County visiting these Southern Lee Cavaliers all over them. 53-8 in the first half here, 6:19 to go. Kennedy Hernandez to kick it off. Southern looking for a miracle in the kick game. Going to be fielded by Anthony Robinson. Brings it back across the 20. Got space, and then it gets swallowed up at about the 25-yard line. First down coming for the Cavaliers. And, you know, you were commenting, Mr. Cochrane, about the crowd that is here tonight. It's impressive.
It's been a long time since we've seen this many people at Cavalier Stadium.
It is impressive, and you'll see as the shot pans across at the visiting bleachers, but what you won't see most likely is what's going on down at the concession end zone, down at the railing down there that is packed with humanity all around the concession. A lot of folks here in attendance.
Southern Lee lining up in a doubles formation here. No backs right now with Harrington. They got five wide. All
right, and he gets it out of there. He's got Cooner. And Cooner, oh my gosh, takes a shot as he goes out of bounds. But he will be close to a first down. Going to come up about a yard short.
Number 5, Jaden Marshall, coming up, making that big hit on this Cooner boy. We don't know a lot about him.
No, Marshall not big enough to be hitting people like that, man.
Yeah, a little exciting, though.
And, you know, we're going to we thought, well, we'll keep these guys fresh. We'll do some rotation, and no sooner do we think that. And McKendall's in at safety. All right.
Why not?
Why not? All right. Another little quick shot, this time to Josh Stone. Stone tripped up, but he'll have the first down for the Cavaliers.
Harrington's pass is complete to Josh Stone.
Ball up to the 37-yard line and a Cavalier first down.
First downs this season and continuing through the playoffs as we follow Lee County. Brought to you by Pentair. Cavalier Radio always done amazing jobs by Pentair's very own Mike Fowler.
Mike Fowler, and his son is in the booth with him now.
How cool is that?
It is really cool. Now, I tell you, there's a little uncoolness because I miss seeing Denny Woodruff in there as the partner. This time, Robinson, look at Robinson. Man, he's fast. He's going to have 15 and another Cavalier first down out across midfield.
Yeah, Denny Woodruff was a legend around
here.
He
still is a legend. Be careful. Denny lives just around the corner from me. And, Denny been, associated with Lee County and particularly with Southern Lee sports 20 years. I mean, since the school opened pretty much. I mean, over here coaching all the throwing events for track, did TV, did radio, really engaged. Just a great guy, a great asset. And we have a couple degrees of separation. He's an Ohio guy. And actually,
you Ohio guys.
Yeah, man. He I don't think people realize what an accomplished college football player he was.
Yeah, he was quite good.
Yeah.
Quite good. He was a quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're correct, sir, as was his son.
Let's go, fundamentals.
We're going to have a player not getting set here. Number 22, Joe Cooner, was still getting to position and getting set after the huddle.
That one stings. Takes a little bit of the momentum away. Interesting, Nate, that we haven't seen a running clock yet. The spread is 45.
By definition, it should be a running clock.
And it is not. Not that I'm complaining. It means more football for us, but they have not gone to running clock yet. All right, Harrington from the gun. Takes a snap, looks quick. Oof, and that's picked and it's going the other way. Touchdown. Duran McCoy doesn't have a sack on the night, but now he's got a pick six. He said, Dalmage, you might have caught me for the sack lead, but you don't have one of those, buddy. And I tell you, you go to the well one too many times. This defense,
they read that all the way.
Saw it coming, and great hands. We've seen defensive linemen now make 2 picks on great plays. Duran McCoy with the one-handed catch and took it all the way, using some of that basketball skill.
There you go.
Quite a basketball player. So inside of 5 minutes now, we're out to 59 to 8.
That 100 is looking closer and closer.
I hope not.
I hope not, too.
I really, really hope not.
Kick is up.
All right. Kennedy Hernandez clanks it off the upright. Last week he hit the flagpole. This week he hits the upright. It's still rattling, but it's good. And it's 60-8 with 4:59 to go. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week. We'll take a quick break.
North Carolina Farm Bureau, proud supporter of Lee County Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Farm Bureau can help you and your family with all your auto and home insurance needs.
Farm Bureau has life insurance and financial services to meet all your needs, now and in the future.
Farm Bureau Tramway Office is proud to award the Farm Bureau Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Wilkinson Cadillac here at Cavalier Stadium. All Lee County here in the first half. We've got 4:59 left, 60-8. Yellow Jackets. Lee County's really had their way with Southern Lee so far. Southern Lee, a few bright shining moments, usually circled around number 6, Kendall Morris. Everything else not really gone the Cavaliers' way so far. Lee County looking pretty good right now going into the state playoffs starting next week.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see who the matchup is. Of course, they're hoping for a home game. Kick is fielded by Morris at about the 11 and trying to make a man miss. Not good tackle on the play. That's Aaron Wallace down there on the coverage, and well done. Morris, not an easy guy to bring down in the open field. Still no running clock. 52-point spread. I'm interested to see what's going on with that.
Well, I know the guy who's running the clock tonight, and I'm 100% aware he knows the rules of football. Head coach from Union Pines coming over tonight, Lonnie Cox, coming to help out his previous school, Southern Lee, and Don Clayton there announcing.
Need to acknowledge Union Pines. Union Pines ended up the season with a winning record again. Second year for Lonnie Cox, second straight winning season. That is the first time Union Pines has had back-to-back winning seasons since 97-98. Woo! Let that sink in.
97-98.
Yeah, and it's a doggone shame given the structure of the playoffs this year because Union Pines might have gotten in a normal year.
They probably would have been a 15 or a 16.
Would have been back-to-back years for them. But Lonnie Cox right now is a head coach over there at Union Pines, 12-7.
Okay.
Not a bad deal for a school not known for its football program. So proud of Lonnie, our good friend.
And Union Pines really showing up big last night, really laying it on Western Hornet to finish out the season.
Yep.
Western Hornet finishes winless again. Union Pines exerting their dominance and getting out of the season with a win.
Big stick in the hole there by T.J. Johnson coming up to fill. Clock inside of 4 minutes. And Southern, at this point, maybe just trying to get to halftime. All right, they're going 5 wide again. Nope. Morris not sure where he's going to line up. Now he's going to go back and line up a tailback. 4 wide with Morris in the backfield with Harrington. Harrington not sure, trying to get a play call. Now gets it late. Play clock down inside single digits. Got a minute at a time. Got Chappell down the field and got
There's
Chappell.
Blake Chappell.
Man, look at that big man run. Look at 7. Said, get off me. Get off me. Chappell all the way down to the 2. Brock Chappell. That's a D1 play right there, buddy.
Goes up, gets that ball, and then carries the Lee County defender.
Brock Chappell,
all the way down the field.
Man, what a play. We've been calling for it all night. You got a mismatch. Boy, he took a defender for a ride right there, Brock Chappell.
All it took was a little bit more push, get off.
Man.
2 more steps, he's into the end zone. If you're the offensive coordinator here for Southern Lee, you got to give that man the ball again.
You see the biggest guy on the field for Southern Lee. You don't expect him to be able to run like that. And, wow.
We're going to have a timeout. Lee County, they want to talk about how they're going to defend Brock Chappell. We're going to take a quick break after that dynamic play. Be right back. Wow.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Wilkes Cadillac. Southern Lee knocking on the door in the Zaxby's red zone. Looks like it's going to be about 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Brock Chappell with a huge go route, dragging Carlos Jennings. Carlos Hancock, I apologize. Carlos Hancock, premier cornerback for Lee County, kind of getting put on a highlight reel right then.
Well, I tell you what, 6'5", I don't know what Brock Chappell's real weight is right now, but that's a big dude. All right, Morris from the Wildcat, going to take it, swallow it up.
That's not going to be it.
Lose a yard. I cannot lie. I had some intel. I knew they were going to use this Wildcat. I suspected, given what I was told, they were going to do a little bit more than they have. They've used it in 2 spots down close to the goal line. One time with success, that time not. They're going to stay in that set on 2nd down. Clock inside 3 minutes.
Offensive coordinator doing a good job of relaying plays directly to the player.
Well, and if you're Southern, you know, as much as symbolically you have to punch this in. You've got to get 6 here. 2nd and goal inside the Zaxby's red zone for the Cavaliers at the 4-yard line.
Cavaliers going to have to watch the play clock, though. Getting ready
snap
to hit
it,
one, and
don't
we
get
got
the
a
timeout
delay
either.
game.
The sideline not doing them any favors. They're going to back that up, and it'll be from the 9. You got players doing things they're not accustomed to, and not bailed out there by the coaching staff. Didn't get the timeout. Now they're going to go back to a conventional set, 2nd and goal from the 9, and a bit of a wasted opportunity there. Hopefully they can recover and punch this in.
I'd expect to see Brock Chappell receive this ball again.
Well, Chappell with multiple receptions on the day. Not something we've seen much of. Came in, only had 7 catches on the season. All right, trying to get it wide to Robinson, spun down.
That's going
Or is that
nowhere.
Morris in the backfield? Hard to tell. They're very similar. That's Morris.
That's Morris.
Spun down. Landon Johnson got him. He's easy to pick off the field. One of the few guys on the field that's as tall as Brock Chappell. And now with 1:45, it's going to be 3rd and goal all the way back out at the 14 and need a big play. And if I need a big play, look.
Who got you there?
Right?
Who got you there?
All right, flat coverage across the board for the Jackets.
There it is. Throw up to Brock
50-50
Chappell.
ball, and that one's not going to be picked. I think he was out of bounds. Hancock trying to atone, but that one overthrown by everybody. Now you're at the 14. Offense looks like it's staying out on the field on 4th and goal. But, we've seen – were you here for the Carborough game with me? I feel like I did the Carborough game without you.
I was not. I was in
So
Texas.
the Carborough game, Carborough had a couple of big receivers, and anytime they needed to play, they just threw a 50-50 ball.
Yep.
And they converted it as often as not and, pushed Southern Lee to the brink. But, 50-50 ball, when you've got that kind of size mismatch with a guy with that kind of ball skills, take advantage of it. I mean, you really don't have much to lose. All right, Harrington takes a snap. He's looking up the middle, and he's wrapped up and done.
Eaten alive there by.
And that's Rodney Ingram on the sack, combined with Dalmaz Jennings.
That'll be turnovers and downs.
That one stings,
the
man.
Cavaliers.
You get a great individual effort to get it down to the 3-yard line. You got to punch that in. Got to punch that in. And instead, with 1:15 to go in the half, up 60-8, the Jackets are going the other direction. Patterson barking out instructions. Doesn't look like they're going to run this thing into the belly and go to halftime. It looks like they're going to try and get another one.
Lee County, if we know anything, we've been watching them for years now. Coach Bordeaux does not like to just go into a half if he's got time.
Got the jet sweep and got a convoy and big yardage all the way up. 42 on the carry for number 14.
Aaron Wallace on the carry.
With his first big play in the offense all year.
Don't recognize that name. Number 14, Aaron Wallace with the carry. Had some speed there, turned the corner and turned on some jets.
Well, not surprising. You're not going to get onto the field as a receiver for these Yellow Jackets unless you do something very well.
Yeah.
A couple of these guys that are possession-type guys, but Wallace with good wheels, we see that. That's really the first look we've gotten at him this year. The junior wide receiver looking to, put his mark on this team and get some more reps next year. All right, the hand is up the middle. This is Jojo, face mask, doesn't bring him down. Now he's carrying tacklers. He steps through a tackle, and he's all the way down to the 25-yard line. 20 yards on the carry, and you're going to get a face mask on the end of this. Not just grabbed, but grabbed, held,
and
turned,
yanked.
and still continued to move downfield. Woof.
This Yellow Jacket team is just too strong for this Cavalier program.
When you grab onto the face mask and you can't bring them down, you got problems. All right,
absolutely.
So the carry was down to the 25. You're going to get half the distance here, so the ball will be about the 12-yard line. And it'll be a Yellow Jacket first down inside the Zaxby's red zone, 59 seconds to go. And the Yellow Jackets not done, already up by 52 points in this ball game before halftime.
That's rough. That is rough.
All right, Patterson from the gun. Ingram takes the little shuffle.
Oh,
and
puts
it
the
hits
ball
the
on
ground.
the ground.
Be interesting to see what they say here. They're going to call it an incomplete pass, and I don't. Well, that one. Maybe it was long enough that it doesn't offend me. I don't know. But they're going to call an incomplete pass, so it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line. 42 seconds to go, clock stopped. But Ingram stays in there at tailback.
Lee County coming out in doubles formation.
Man in motion is Lamb. The hand is to Ingram. Ingram trying to get ahead of steam, dragging down close to the 5-yard line. It'll be pulled down about the 7, bring up 3rd down, and probably a timeout coming here for Lee County. No, clock continues to run, 30-29. They're going to get another play run here. They got plenty of time, assuming they don't do something too exotic, to get 2 plays in here. Clock inside 20. Patterson has them lined up and takes the snap. Hands to Ingram again. Nope, pulls it again.
Patterson with
He's trying
run.
to get his second rushing touchdown, and he's going to get it. Touchdown, Jackets. 8 seconds to go. The second rushing touchdown by the guy everybody in Lee Countyville says he can't run the ball.
He can't run the ball.
Man.
Running zone read there with him.
That one was pretty nice.
Absolutely.
The first one was a lot of, misdirection. That one he just ran over top of folks, but stretches it out to 66-8. Clock stopped with 8 seconds to go in the half. Hernandez in for his 42nd extra point of the night. Kick is up. Kick is good. 67-8.
Kick is good. 8 minutes.
8 seconds left in the second quarter here. 67-8. All Yellow Jackets. We'll take a quick break and catch you on the other side.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go there.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Wilkinson Cadillac. 8 seconds left here in the first half. Cavalier Stadium, this game has been all Yellow Jackets. Southern Lee trying to get out of here, surviving, getting into the offseason. Kick by Hernandez deep. We don't usually see that.
Going to be fielded by Robinson at the 8-yard line, taking it back, trying to find a seam. Ball's out, and fumbled it out of bounds. Danger close there for these Jackets, but that'll take us to double zeros. A little creative timekeeping there. All right, 67-8 is your halftime score. We'll take a quick break, be back with the halftime show. This is the Brick City Bowl. Features the NFHS Game of the Week.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Welcome to the Classic Nissan Halftime Report.
Welcome back here to the NFHS Game of the Week. This is the Classic Nissan Halftime Show. I'm Nathan Cochrane. This is Chris Delambert. Chris, give us a quick commentary. We've had plenty of time to talk already tonight about some good and some bad from both programs. Go ahead and give us a quick recap.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I started in this business as the play-by-play guy for Southern Lee. I have an affinity for this program. I hoped, beyond hope, that this could be a really good game tonight, but was afraid that this might get away from Southern. Southern fighting an uphill battle on every level.
Every level.
You had the COVID stuff that went on with all of the restrictions and the considerations that had to be made there. You had a late hire with Mike McClure being hired as the head coach. I've come to love Mike McClure. I think he's a fantastic guy, and I think he's got a great future as a head coach. But you came into a program, you lost 3 of your premier athletes, your starting quarterback, your number 1 running back, number 1 wide receiver, all transferred before McClure got here. Then you take the job, and you can't even move to the city in which you took the job. And then by the time you got here, there's not enough faculty spots left for you to hire any assistant coaches. You're talking about a team out there that has 3 coaches total.
Nope, 3 assistants.
3 assistants.
Plus Mike.
Plus
so
Mike.
4 total.
You have about 33 kids dressed tonight, and you're playing a team which you give up probably 25 to 30 pounds per athlete to, that has the same system that's been in place for the last 4 years.
Yep.
You have these athletes that have been in the weight room every year, putting on all of these pounds, all this strength. It's the tale of 2 cities as far as programs right now. Now, as we move forward into next year with the realignment, Southern, they have their work cut out for them.
Absolutely.
They are going to have to, get into the weight room. They're going to have to put on some serious pounds. They're going to have to establish an identity as an offense. And to be frank, that's more than one guy can bite off. There's a lot of people in the stands here that need to rally around this program. There's a lot of people in that building over there that need to rally around this program to get this back to where it was when you coached here.
Yep.
During the glory days of Southern League football under Don Simon, where they were a perennial playoff team. You had multiple victories over Lee County in the Brick City Bowl. They were the dominant team in Sanford for 3 or 4 years, and now it's flipped and it's almost unrecognizable from where it was, and it breaks my heart. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It really, really does. And at the same time, what I want to say about that is it has nothing to do with the effort from these kids, because they're out there giving everything every snap. We've seen it over and over again. They've had some good wins. They've had some tough losses. But the one thing that's been consistent with these Southern League players is they're going to keep hitting you. They're going to keep bringing everything they've got until the final gun. So the community and the school needs to rally around these guys to get this program back on track.
Absolutely. Being a previous alumni, teacher, coach, to give some of our viewers at home some perspective, when I was here with Don Simon, when I first started with Don Simon, all the way down on the JV program as a JV offensive coordinator, worked my way up. But we had 15 coaches on staff, all paid, and about 9 of us were in the building. Yeah. In correlation there, Lee County, on the other hand, has about 15 coaches. I don't know who's paid and who's not. That's not my business. But I know at least 10 of those coaches are in the building.
If my count is correct, they have 13 coaches in the building on a daily basis.
That's insane compared to Coach Mike McClure, who has 4 coaches total in an entire program. The smallest staff I ever coached on was 7, and every day we sat down and said, okay, how are we going to make this work today?
Yep.
How can we possibly do everything we need to do with 7 guys? So you cut that again in half to 4, and I know it's not quite half, but you get, for all intents and purposes.
You weren't a math teacher.
How do you do it with 4 guys? Really, at the end of the day, we're hearing a lot of trash coming from the stands here, these parents tonight. they need to rally around this coach. They need to rally around this program. These kids deserve it. These coaches deserve it. The administration, the athletic department here has to get Coach Mike McClure what he needs, get more bodies in the building, more help moving forward, or this could be a very scary situation in a year, 2 years, going into that new conference with Richmond, with Scotland. We were talking earlier today, and I pulled stats on Richmond's big guys up front between numbers and 50 and 80, which are the 50s, 60s, and 70s, historically always lineman numbers. The lightest person, key word there, was 250 pounds. The heaviest coming in at 350. So you think about those starters day in and day out are bigger than most grown men. So, this Southern Lee team, this community here around here, you've got to rally around these kids. You've got to rally around this coaching staff, or it's going to get ugly. And I'm very afraid that that's going to be the situation.
Yeah, and nobody knew, coming into the offseason what was going to happen with COVID. That was unpredictable, and that has exacerbated every single thing that's happened. We've talked about the Ken Neal resignation. The timing of that ended up being horrible.
Awful.
And not by his doing it, just because of the circumstances. By the time they got to the hiring cycle, most assistants that would have been available had stopped, had already gone under contract. But then on top of that, how are you going to get assistants to come in that don't even know if they can move their families because of COVID restrictions and the rest of that? It was horrible. Now, the turnaround here, there are some upside. There's, for Southern Lee, if you want to look at it optimistically. First of all, they get an off season that they didn't get last cycle, so they can get these kids in the weight room. They can develop some continuity with the program, and they can bring in some more assistants. And on top of that, you've got a lot of kids that are freshmen and sophomores that have gotten varsity reps that wouldn't have otherwise. Because, like I said, they're dressing 9th through 12th grade, and they've got, by my count, in shoulder pads tonight, 33 kids on the field. You cannot run a 3A program with 33 kids dressed on any given night.
No.
It's not going to work. They haven't been able to run a JV program. They've got to get the young men that can contribute out of the building into the program, and they've got to get some continuity out there, and I really hope they get it turned around, because going into this new alignment, not going to cry about it tonight, it's another level.
It's
tough. You don't have Western Harnett on the schedule that you can get a W against, plug that in every year. You're going to have big matchups every single week, week in and week out, and Southern – it's going to take a lot. And it's not just these guys that you see down here on the field can't do it by themselves. So you want Southern Lee football to succeed, and you're out there watching, figure out how you can get involved in the program, whether it's fundraising, whether it's coming out and helping. I mean, we talked about it earlier. They don't even have – they have coaches that are passing out water on the sidelines. That's unacceptable.
And there's only 4 of them to begin with.
That's unacceptable.
So one of your coaches that should be coaching a position at the time is too busy handing out water because – they don't even have the support to get water kids.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Water boys, water girls, water parents, whoever it should be. They need help. They need the screaming from the sidelines and the Facebook posts to stop, and they need people to step up is really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and just one last point about that is there's been some stuff on Facebook and kind of a fingers pointed across the way at Lee County as them being somehow culpable for the problems over here at Southern Lee.
Steve Bordeaux and this football program has nothing to do with this.
I'm going to tell you, Southern Lee parents and Southern Lee alums and Southern Lee boosters, they're not over here recruiting your young men. It's not happening. It may have happened in the past. I'm not going to deny it, but I'm going to tell you that Steve Bordeaux and that staff, it's not happening. And that fundraising doesn't just happen magically. It's engaged parents and families. It's engaged boosters that are out there working on behalf of that program, and you're going to have to outwork them, bottom line. So I hope I didn't hurt any feelings. I hope we don't get any nasty emails. If we do, address them to Nathan Cochrane, Cochrane. I'm Chris Delambert. This is Nathan Cochrane. It was all Lee County in the first half. At this point.
Hopefully we can see some positives from Southern Lee on the second half.
We'll see. All right, this has been
the Classic Nissan Halftime Show.
I'm Chris. That's Nate. We'll see you for the second half.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our minds, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go there.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Pentair. Empowering people to move water. Improve water. Enjoy water. So that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
The week, the Brick City Bowl. 10 years doing this, most lopsided Brick City Bowl I've been a part of.
This
Cochrane.
is rough. I played in 2 of them, coached in 4 of them. I've broadcast. This is number 3. So how many does that put me at 9?
Something
so
like that.
I'm one short of you.
Yeah, it's
one short of you.
It's been a rough night for the Cavs.
Yeah, this has been rough for the Cavaliers. You can kind of see, looking at the stands, starting to clear out a little bit.
Well, some of that was senior night traffic that was here for their seniors. It wasn't necessarily here for football, but yeah, it has definitely thinned out over here. The Lee County folks, they're still here. They're having a good night. All right, Hernandez kickoff. Get this second half underway. High spinner, fielded by Robinson on the run at the 20, and Robinson with a nice return. Going to spin, carry some tacklers to the 35-yard line. About 15 on the return for Robinson, and now we have a running clock. There we go.
All right. Running clock for the second half.
67-8 running clock. The clock will presumably only stop for change of possession. Other than that, it'll run. This will be a relatively quick second half.
make it home in time, be able to go get a Zaxby's sandwich.
Yeah.
Go get that chicken sandwich.
We can do that. And on Fridays, my custom has been now to get home and watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All right. A little scared that time to throw that swing pass into trouble, throws it over top of everybody. Lee County kind of knew what was coming. A lot of changes on the defense for Lee County in this second half. A lot of fresh faces out there that we haven't seen. At left end, Harrison Wilkinson is into the ball game. And at defensive tackle, Ross Johnson has checked into the game for the first time. And I say Wilkinson's name, and he makes the play. Nice tackle there by Wilkinson. The only Phillips is in there as well at defensive tackle. The only starter on the defensive front or rotation guy, because I don't know who you'd call starters or not, but Landon Johnson's still in there. Linebackers and secondary, wholesale changes. Wholesale changes. Lane Townsend is in at safety. Now he runs up. But a lot of new faces, so we'll see what these Lee County guys have got.
There's
Got Brock Chappell on the
over
slant.
the middle.
Brock Chappell with his third catch of the night. That'll have him up around 100 yards receiving, I believe, all the way down to the 42-yard line. Chappell been big for the Cavaliers tonight.
Absolutely. Big body, not afraid to catch the ball in traffic and keep running. That might be your future, Southern Lee.
Should be.
I'm not telling you what to do, but it should be.
All right, Harrington from the gun.
Trips to the short side of the field.
Takes a snap. Hands. And Morris picking his way through tacklers. Man, he's nifty. Going to have about 5. Tough running, but he gets it done twisting and turning down there close to the 40-yard line. Kendall Morris, fun back to watch, isn't he?
Absolutely, absolutely. Be fun to watch as he continues to progress. Only a sophomore, correct?
Yes, sir.
Only a sophomore. Couple years left on that young man. Looking forward to watching him play on Fridays and then probably on Saturdays somewhere.
Cooner with the reception and only gets about a yard to bring up 3rd and short inside of 9 minutes on the clock. Yeah, I wonder how Landon Johnson drew the short straw. He is the only regular in there on the defense. I wonder what that's all about, man. I mean, is he in trouble or did he do something to earn that?
Or is he calling the defense from the defensive end spot?
I think he's calling. He's waving to the sideline, so I think he's calling the defense. And I think another piece of that is he is one of the few defenders for Lee County that doesn't play any offense at all. So maybe that's part of it. All right, Morris on the carry is going to have a first down for the Cavaliers.
I think we're going to see Landon Johnson come off here. He was signaling for the sub. For some reason there was a miscommunication on getting in and out there. Landon Johnson off the field now.
All right, be interested to see who calls the defense. Yeah, Lee County doesn't have a whole lot of guys that go both ways full time, but most of the defense plays a position and rotates in on the offense. Landon Johnson, I believe, is the only exception. I don't think I've seen him play an offensive snap. All right, there's the hand up the middle, picking his way. And that's the first carry of the night.
Number 34 on the carry.
I'm sorry. Hamilton checking in there, number 34 at tailback.
Going to this 2-back set with the wing, Chappell the wing. Kendall Morris.
All right, pressure from Lee County. And Morris trying to get the outside in, does, and breaks a tackle. Has it, picking his way, and is going to be dragged down around the 10-yard line. Cavaliers on the move.
Southern Lee working their way all the way down to the Zaxby's red zone there. Looks like it'll be 1st and 10 on about the 12-yard line.
Substitution on the offensive line coming for the Cavaliers.
Not something you see very much.
No, not a whole lot of people to sub in there, frankly.
Nope. Big number 50, Elijah Barrett, coming out. That young man's been playing both sides of the ball, offensive, defensive line, for a bunch of years here at Cavalier Stadium.
All right, the hand is inside to Hamilton. Hamilton dragging tacklers down to the 8, 2nd and goal. The 2nd and goal, or you got 2nd and about?
No, it should be about 2nd and 7.
I think they can get a first down at about the 2-yard line.
Yes, sir. 2nd and 7.
All right, Hamilton and Morris in the backfield together with Harrington.
The chain crew here at Southern Lee, Ken Cotton, head softball coach, Rodney Gaines on the yard marker. County Commissioner
And Morris going to get a touchdown. Do you see
there
that move?
It is. That was
nice. Breaking ankles. Kendall Morris. Man, stop. Wow. That was the triangle, square, triangle. Right bumper right there from Kendall Morris, man. Woo, with the step back.
Good play there by the Cavaliers.
Not gonna see the Wildcat this time for the conversion. Well, now they're going to run Morris back in and put him in the slot. And now they're going to put him in the backfield.
Whole lot of miscommunication on where that young man's supposed to go right now.
All right, Harrington takes a snap, fakes to Morris, drops, throws. Brock
Chappell on the reception.
Brock Chappell, unstoppable tonight.
That makes it 67-16 here, 6:15 left in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Pentair, empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week. Delambert and Nathan Cochrane on the call. 67-8 at the half, but the Cavaliers come out and are winning the second half as they put 8 on the board, 67-16, and now they'll kick off. Brock Chappell on the conversion after the Kendall Morris touchdown. Kendall Morris with maybe the highlight of the game, man. That little run, buddy, that move in the middle of that run. That was something else. All right, there's a spinner, fielded and out of bounds. Had he been a little bit more aware, probably would have let that one go out of bounds and get the penalty. Anthony Smith trying to make another big play in the kicking game.
Lee County going to take over about the 23-yard line, 22-yard line in their own side of the field. So be interested to see what they come out. Number 8 quarterback, Mark Schlesinger, that's your guy.
Yeah.
Mark Schlesinger going to come out and lead this offense for what I would assume would be the rest of the ball game.
And I bet you they throw the ball a little bit. They're going to want him to get some reps. Hasn't played much JV ball the last couple weeks because Western Harnett canceled their JV game.
As always.
And then Southern Lee doesn't have a JV team. So Schlesinger not able to get any reps with the JV. On the carry there, number 32 on the carry, Isaiah Peoples, and I believe first of all, that's another one of those JV guys. That, I believe, is the first varsity carry of his life. So congratulations.
There we go. Freshman Isaiah Peoples.
He will like to forget that he lost 7 on that first carry. All right, Schlesinger fakes. Now he's dropping. Got the screen. Got a man. All right, gets outside. And Kendrick Cox gets about 10 and sets him up with 3rd and manageable. Kendrick Cox has gotten a couple of catches this year, but not a feature in the offense much.
Good open field tackle there by number 20, Cam Jackson of the Cavaliers, wrapping him up, keeping him from going anywhere. Lee County lining up a trips to the wide side of the field.
All right, Schlesinger going to keep. Schlesinger running, dragging, and will not get the first down, and we may see the punt team come back out on the field, and we do. Schlesinger dragged down at the 27. Conservative play call for the Jackets. Clock down inside 4 minutes. Southern Lee forces what appears to be a punt. Forget sometimes that Lee County.
I don't think they'll fake punt it there.
No.
Number 2, Anthony Robinson back to receive the punt.
And Robinson's dangerous. And punt coverage not something Lee County does a lot. Now, that's a nice punt, good high hanger. Robinson has to fair catch it at about the 30 or 43-yard line. But that's one thing when you're a team like Lee County that's as dominant as they have been in conference play. You don't get enough reps sometimes doing things like covering punts, and it may come back to haunt you later.
Absolutely.
All right, 1st and 10 Cavaliers trying to get another score here
Was that Landon Johnson on the punt?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Lee County lining up in a 4-man front.
All right, there's the hand, and it's coming to the left side. This is Robinson with good positive yardage. Gets about 8 before he's forced out of bounds.
Lee County not being as diverse in their defense the second half with their play calling. First half, we saw a lot of different blitzes, a lot of different stunts from that defensive line and linebacker core. Didn't quite know where they were going to go, Chris. This one, they're lining up, playing a little bit more man-to-man football.
All right, misdirection. Robinson dancing in the hole. Only needed a yard, but goes backwards about 5, and it gets a whole lot more difficult on third down.
May I have your attention, please? Tita McKendall, please meet Miss Yarborough.
That is going to take it to 3rd and 5 here on Southern Lee's own 48-yard line.
All right. Interesting formation here. You've got Chapel lined up as the H-back. Oh, man, spun around. Goodness gracious.
Same play call pretty much.
Yeah.
Same result.
Yeah, and they had Chapel there with the kick-out block. They went with Jadorian Hamilton and just nowhere to go. This defense, although this is not your normal varsity defense, these guys, they don't want to give up too much because they'll never hear the end of it. First of all, Coach Andre Jacobs, the defensive coordinator here. Oh, Southern's going forward on 4th down. Same alignment with Chapel as the H-back. This time he's going out, and they got him across the middle, and that's caught. And that's going to be a first down, and that's the play call a lot of Southern Lee fans been waiting for over and over and over. They ran it for a touchdown against Carborough for about 70 yards, and we just haven't seen it much since then. But Chapel, instead of blocking, just rolled right around the end of the offensive line and into the route. Nobody picked him up, and that's easy.
That's an easy pitch and a catch there.
All right.
Robinson on the carry.
Running to the sideline, tries to turn it up and gets 4 or 5 on the carry. So Chapel coming into the game, I want to make sure that I've got this right. Chapel coming into the game had 8 catches for 168 and has 4 catches tonight for over 100 yards. If you're looking
think they figured something out.
You're looking for a bright spot. That's one of those. Chapel still at that H-back. This time he'll block, and the run is behind him. And the back picks up good yardage, be close to a first down.
Southern Lee going to have about 3rd and 1 here.
That was Robinson on the carry. It's really, really tough to tell the difference between the backs. 34-2 and 6, all of them similar build, similar running style. And unless they turn to face us, it's really hard to pick out which one of them's got the ball at any given time. That'll take us double zeros at the end of the 3rd quarter. Southern Lee dominating this second half, has cut the lead to 67-16. Got the ball, trying to get another one on the board before we get out of here. I'm Chris. This is Nate. This is the NFHS Game of the Week. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Well, go ahead, bro.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week. We're out of joint. We're out of things to talk about, and I don't know, Nate. What would you like to discuss?
Cubs baseball had a big victory over the Pittsburgh Pirates yesterday.
I don't give a doggone about the Cubs. You're talking about the Cubs that beat the Pirates, who just left out of Cincinnati being swept, getting blown out 3 games in a row.
That's true.
Cincinnati putting up – listen to this stat. Cincinnati scored 57 runs in the first 6 games of the season.
The run differential was insane.
Yeah.
Run differential was like 20-something runs.
57 runs in the first 6 games of the season. That is the 3rd highest total in baseball history. They are raking the baseball right now. And Joey Votto and Eugenio Suarez, 2 of the stalwarts in that lineup, really haven't hit yet.
Yeah.
They're killing the ball.
There you
So
go.
my Reds out to a nice little start. We'll see if the pitching holds up and they can keep doing it. I've purposely gone out of my way not to see a score today because I'm going to be watching that on MLB at some point after my wife goes to bed tonight. We have to compromise on some things, and baseball is the compromise.
Okay.
I can put on the NBA, I can put on NFL, I can put on college basketball, college football, whatever, but baseball, she's out, dude.
See, that's my wife, except she has no interest in the NBA.
Oh, fair enough.
And will let me watch the Cubs.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
there you go.
It works out.
Yeah, NBA we can do, no problem. But when it comes to baseball, she's like, are you trying to upset me? Are you trying to get me to leave? So I usually save and will watch the game. And it works out well for me because baseball, to me, at this point in my life, I have no interest in the commercials. So I'll just skip from half inning to half inning to half inning, and I can watch a 3-hour baseball game in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
So it works out well.
Well, and I love what the MLB's doing. They haven't done it all the way up to the majors yet, but in minor league baseball with the pitch clock makes life so much easier at those ball games.
So are you a fan of the pitch clock? Oh, throwing for the back of the end zone, looking for shots. Stone overthrows him by just a little bit. Stone was behind him. Harrington a little late on the delivery and ultimately threw it over his head. I don't think Josh Stone has a catch tonight.
He does not. But to go back and answer your question, I am a fan of the pitch clock.
Okay, all right.
I like it.
I am I'm an old guy, and I'm a bit of a traditionalist, so I don't like some of the rule changes. In fact, I was just having a conversation with somebody yesterday about this new doubleheader rule, where in doubleheaders they're going to play 7-inning games. I'm not a fan.
I don't like that.
I'm not a fan, and the reason they're doing that is to preserve arms. Well, you want to preserve arms, stop running your starting pitchers out there and pulling them in the third inning.
Yep.
But, it is what it is. But I am a traditionalist. Oh, looking for Stone again. Stone, like he lost the ball maybe a little bit. Turned around and was running backwards. Would have been better suited to stay in stride. So the Jackets hold, and they'll take possession going the other direction. A opportunity not taken advantage of there by Southern. And this primarily backup offense, I'm looking to see what it looks like on the offensive line. Lee County has a starting offensive line, but they really rotate about 10 guys through that offensive line. Some guys get more reps than others, so I would imagine you've got some familiar faces down there on the offensive line. But everybody at the skill position, including Cox, who comes around the left or the right side rather on the reverse, and nice tackle, well snuffed out by the Cavaliers. Carlos Santiago, the offensive line coach, good friend of mine, he is raving about some of the talent he's got. That's been one of the things that's been missing for Lee County is guys that have real skill and size when they face teams like Cleveland and Dudley and the opposition they're going to have to get Weddington as they go through the postseason. Some of these guys are a little bit bigger and a little bit more technically gifted than we've had in the past at Lee County. And as we move through the next couple of years, that's going to become a big part of this team. In the past, it's just been real heady guys that were good athletes. Now you got some real horses down there. All right, Schlesinger muffs the snap. Now he picks it up. He's running. Gets positive yardage. Gets back near the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be second and about 11. But, yeah, it's the transformation of this Lee County program over the last 4 or 5 years. Some really interesting things going on, and that's one of the most interesting to me is what they're doing with those horses up front. Because, man, the big guys, buddy, woof.
They can flat play now.
Some big boys.
Which we've talked about this time and time again, going to that new conference next year, talking about those statistics from the Richmond County offense defensive lines. They're going to have some big horses up there to compete week in and week out.
All right, Schlesinger looking, throwing. Got Cox again, and Cox picking his way and has positive yardage. Going to bring up about 3rd and 8. Yeah, Tyler McMullen is the guy that I think I'm highest on that offensive line. Plays guard, and when he pulls, man, he can do some damage. And I think he's just scratching the surface of how good he can be. But if he continues to develop over the next couple of years with his frame, they list him at 6'3", 322 as a sophomore in high school.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, you can play guard.
That is a big boy.
And the Lee County weight program is tried and true at this point. They do an amazing job with these young men in the weight room. To see the transformation from year to year from some of these guys as they go through that summer program is pretty amazing, to be honest. So 3rd and about 8. They needed 8. They got 9, it looks like. And, nope, they force him out. It's going to be an interesting spot here. Nope, we're going to have 4th and 1. And the offense looks like it's staying on the field. Nope, they're going to pull the punt team out here and kick this thing away.
Coach Bordeaux playing the field position ball game at this point.
Yeah, and you asked if that's Landon Johnson punting, and it is, I believe. I was wrong. Johnson with a high punt. Everybody sort of lost sight of it. Bounces around the 48. Straight up in the air is down there. 6:04 as the clock continues to run as Southern comes out on here. And you know, small victory, man, if it happens, but Southern Lee has won this second half. And there's something to be said for that, I believe. This could, I mean, you were talking, I told you, I hope this doesn't get to 100. And, you know, it's worth noting that Lee County did clear their bench to start this second half. However, if Southern's able to hold them scoreless after having scored a touchdown and comes out on top in the second half, I think it says something for the program.
Absolutely. And I think this speaks volumes for these young men, how they just refuse to quit. They refuse to give up. You know, week in and week out, we've talked about these kids always are they're fighters, they're punchers. They you know, they're never going to give up. I tell you, it's hard to come back after you're down 67-8 at halftime and come out and keep swinging. So accommodations for this team and this staff.
Yeah, Jordarian Hamilton in the back there with another carry, doing some damage here in the second half. This one is to Robinson. Robinson around the left side has a first down.
Got some room
into the secondary. He's going to have about 8 on the carry. Robinson, one of the bright spots. Unable to get him going in the passing game, but he's had some highlight reel type plays.
That'll be a Cavalier first down, brought to you by Pentair. Has been and will continue to be brought to you by Pentair.
All right, this two-back set has been where they've been effective, and this time Chasen not going to be able to get to him. Robinson gets positive yardage again, and this is, you know, mechanical. This is what Southern Lee has been looking for all year, is to be able to establish and run the ball when they need to, like this. You know, given the circumstance, it's a little bit different. But, you know, you always hear, well, that Lee County JV team they could go undefeated in the conference. As if, you know, Lee County just plucks them out of junior high and these guys are varsity ready to dominate. It's a process.
Absolutely.
It is a process. All right, Harrington with the throw. Chappell with his 5th catch tonight. Drags the tackler with him, and we'll have another Southern Lee first down.
Southern Lee knocking on the door of the Zaxby's red zone. Looks like they're going to have 1st and 10 at about the 24-yard line. Moving the ball pretty nice here. Having a couple nice series here for the Cavaliers. We've got 3:33 left in the 4th quarter. Wrap up the 2021 spring football season.
All right, there's Robinson, dragged down in the backfield. Nice play by the Lee County defense there. 3:19 to go. And if I'm Southern Lee, I'm probably trying to run some clock, punch this thing in right at the end, and get up out of here without having to send the defense out onto the field again. Been a long night for those guys. Kendall Morris checks back in for Robinson. And Chappell going to come to the sideline. I mean, he's gassed.
He looks just toast.
Remember, you know, he's been playing linebacker all night in addition to the duties on as the tight end here. Been a long, long night. He's going to sleep well.
Lee County had one too many men on the field.
Morris looked like he had a little bit of room, and it closed down quickly, about 2 on the carry. 2.5 to go. All right, you know, normally at this point we'd be, you know, really trying to, you know, take a look and talk about potential matchups and so on and so forth. With the way the seating's being done, as you did a good job of breaking down in the opening, we don't have any idea what's on deck for Lee County.
I can tell you who could potentially be there.
I mean, they're going to play somebody at some place. So we don't know, you know, it could be a home game, it could not be. You know, ordinarily, yeah, they're getting a home game. In fact, in a year like this, they're probably getting a couple of home games. But who knows? We might be at West Brunswick next week.
Yeah, so looking at the automatic bids, which are the teams that won their conference outright, we're looking at Rocky Mount. That is a perennial powerhouse. They've won an upteenth number of state championships there at Rocky Mount. Southern Durham, Havelock, another perennial powerhouse and a ride from here. J.H. Rose, Cleveland, who Lee County saw in the 2019 state playoffs. Southeast Guilford, Western Alamance, West Brunswick, who, according to my rough calculations, is the farthest ride. West Brunswick is at least 4 hours by bus from here. Grays Creek in Lee County.
looking for Morris down the sideline, overthrows him by a bit.
So those are the automatic bids. Those are the ones we know will be in the playoff bracket due to their winning of the conference. The second place automatic bids are Chapel Hill, Southern Guilford. We talked about them already. So, and a couple of wild cards left to get figured out tonight. Terry Sanford's always exciting in the state playoffs. They're always competitive. Eastern Alamance has been there a billion times. So, and Clayton's always a daggum good ball team. So, could be interesting. Northwood really kind of the sneaker in on that one.
Who would have thought that?
Who would have thought Northwood would be fighting for a chance at a wild card spot in the playoffs?
Northwood's been a whipping boy for football teams in this region for quite a while. Rodney Ingram. And Rodney, with his first big play on offense of the day, gets about 18 on the catch. Nope, that wasn't Ingram either. That's number 32. My mistake, Isaiah Peoples. Lost 7 on his first carry, gets a bunch there, so he's got positive yardage. That's good for him.
There you go. Isaiah Peoples, one of those freshman running back, one of those JV players that got pulled up. Coach Bordeaux talked to me about it when I had the pleasure of filling in for you Wednesday, the coaches show. That was a ton of fun. I only like to do it once a year for you, though, so don't get any ideas.
Once a year is 1 year, but I tell you what, man, a lot of moving parts. I kind of laughed to myself though because one of the issues, and that's going to be it. They're going to let it run to double zeros. Lee County won't run another play. So outscored 8-0 in the second half. Lee County with a resounding 67-16 W to close out another I say perfect season for the regular season. And let's stay right here and go straight to the you want to take you want to do one break? You want to go right into the intro? All right. We'll go straight into the post-game show. What do you say, Nate?
All right. So tonight, the post-game show brought to you by First Bank. They've been great sponsors throughout the entire year, sponsoring our post-game show. They are sponsoring some of the trophies, awards given at the coach show every week.
First Bank does the player of the game.
Players of the game.
And this year they stepped up and not only did Southern Lee and Lee County, but also Union Pines, who's been a part of our coaches show, with the exception of this week.
Yep.
Which I was going to laugh and say, they picked that 1 week to only have 2 teams, not 3. But whatever, it's just cool. But no, we appreciate the participation of all the schools, the sponsors. We could not do this without you. Thank you so much, all of you guys. Crossroads Ford, Farm Bureau, who does the Scholar Athlete of the Week, Wilkins Cadillac, Remax, Pentair, Zaxby's, Classic Nissan, First Bank. Thanks all you guys for allowing us to do this, be a part of these programs. It's a big deal for Lee County sports. There aren't that many counties, and especially not counties that are this size, that are able to do live broadcast every week. We send this thing out across the entire world. You can watch it anywhere, and we get people that get with us that are watching it, military that are deployed overseas. It's fantastic to be a part of this. I think this is year 10 for me. You've been with me now for, 4 years?
This is
3
3.
years. 3
this
years.
is year 3 for me.
Seems like we're married, dude. We're good to go. But we will be here. You're not going to be available for the playoffs.
I will be unavailable for the first week of playoffs. Hopefully Lee County continues on to week 2, and I'll be able to catch right back up with you. I'm taking my wife on a vacation.
All right. As of now, it's the plan is for you to enjoy your vacation, for Rob Patterson and I to do the game, and then for you to step in because we've easily blown through the first round of the playoffs, and we play that second round game all the way to the state championship game. This game, not a lot left to say. Lee County is a juggernaut, especially at the 3A level in this conference. They have been. This is a perfect record through the history of a conference, which you can't do any better than that.
Yep.
I mean, 4 years the Tri-County 6 was in place. 4 years they were perfect, not to mention just the conference games. This is 4 years straight that they are undefeated in regular season play. It's unprecedented. Last year was the first year that they got deep into the playoffs, all the way to the state championship game where they got knocked off by Weddington. Hopes are that they can do it again. It's going to come down, I think everybody agrees, to quarterback play.
Yep.
The defense is there. The skill position's there. There's a missing component in the running game, and that's an electric back, and that guy may be available next week. We'll see how it shakes out. B.J. Brown. I said in the opening, I think Lee County, even if he was ready to go, might have hesitated to put him in there because he adds a dimension to that offense that nobody else does, and he really isn't on tape. I mean, he had 8 carries against South Granville, and he jumped off the film, and you were like, oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
But he was not available tonight. He didn't play. I had joked with Coach Bordeaux, you might want to hold him out. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll have some fun with Coach on Monday and find out what really happened with that. But as they go into the playoffs, what you've seen is a series of big backs and you may have that make you miss electric back to throw into the mix, which would be nice. So hopefully Mr. Brown is back and brings his talents onto the field. Everything else really clicking at a high rate. Secondaries that play this Lee County team are going to have their work cut out for them. It's not just Tyreek McKendall, in the screen game like it was last year.
Yep.
This is a team that will get you down the field. They can get you in the screen game. They can get you with misdirection and run these, jet sweeps with the receivers. They do a lot of things. That was the intent coming into the season. It was their hand was forced a little bit by some injuries, but where this offense is at in the number of different ways that they can hurt you is something I've never seen from Lee County, to be frank.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about the potential of this Lee County team. They're going to need some good breaks. Matchups are going to be important. Travel time is going to be huge. I mean, because you're looking at a team that should be getting the benefit of a couple of home games. They may have to ride halfway across the state. We don't know yet.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited. We'll see how this shakes out. But, come Sunday afternoon, I'll be glued waiting for the email from Jamie Alverson to tell us what the matchups look like so that I can fix my schedule and plan where I'm going to be. We're going to miss you. But, do your vacation, man.
Yeah.
You'll be good.
Yeah, this vacation's been playing since before we knew high school football was going to happen. So.
All right. So, Lee County, Coach Steve Verdue, thank you to you. I want to take a second. Thank you, Coach Lonnie Cox from Union Pines. And I want to send a special thank you and any word of encouragement I can give to Coach Mike McClure of the Southern Lee Cavaliers. I love what you're doing with this program in terms of attitude. I hope everything goes well and that you're given a fairer shake this offseason as we move into next season. But as far as the regular season goes, we'll put a cap on this. I hope this is not the last game that you and I do this year. If it is,
we always got the fall in 2021. It won't be for 4 months. We'll be back here together.
We'll be doing this a couple months from now. So for now, this has been the post-game show brought to you by
First
Bank. I'm Chris Delambert. This is Nathan Cochrane. Final score here, 67-16. Lee County gets out of here unscathed and looks like without injuries too, which is what they wanted to do. We will see you soon. Join me Monday for the coaches show, and we'll be back Friday. We'll be doing a game from somewhere. We'll see how it goes.
Somewhere.
All right. For now, peace.
First Bank presents the post-game show on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.